Hello, and welcome to the Morph-A-Mania podcast. I'm gonna start out with saying, we had a previous episode recorded, but I screwed up and deleted it, so we're redoing this, which is even better.
On
Yeah.
purpose.
No, not on purpose. Shut up.
We know what you did.
With 90% less Columbine jokes.
Yes, 90% less Columbine jokes. God damn it. So, this is episode 11 to 16. If you're all wondering where episode 1 to 10 are, they were under a different name of the podcast, so we decided to name this podcast the Morph-A-Mania podcast because it makes more sense because it's Power Ranger related. I am Humanoid, and this is my crew here, the Doif and Deadshroop. Say hello.
What's up?
It's me, Mighty Morphin Moripovich.
Jesus Christ, we're already starting with a bang.
I'll
Anyway,
be honest, I kind of want to see that.
And Humanoid is not the father.
I am happy about that. I can do the dance.
You can do the dance. There's multiple.
I'll be
Anyway.
honest, I kind of want to see
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
God, I'm not to rant about something, but I've gone on record as saying that some of those 1 hour 30-minute "You Are Not the Father" compilations are some of the dumbest shit on YouTube.
Yeah, they are. But it's just hilarious when they're not the father, and the mom just keeps on saying, I swear on my mother, he is the father. He is not the father. He starts dancing,
LML.
and she runs to the backstage.
You bring out the olives.
Oh my god, he was such an ass for that one. Bring out the olives.
Maury is such a peak trash television. Anyway,
Jerry Springer was peak trash.
Springer's okay. I watched more Maury because it was. I don't know actually why I watched more Maury.
I don't know. But anyway,
You know what we should be watching? Power Rangers.
yes, I was about to say that.
Good point.
So, the first episode we're recapping is No Clowning Around, episode 11.
Good
Season
old
1, episode
homophobia.
11. Air date was September 17th, 1993.
Ooh.
It was written by Mark Hoffmeyer and directed by Adrian Carr for the production information. So the episode starts out in the Angel Grove Carnival.
Oh wait, we got to talk about the opening theme real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you.
So the opening theme, as people may know from the last episode, I'm a Sentai nerd.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to do this fun little thing where I can quickly compare the theme songs of the Sentai versus the Power Rangers. And it's absolutely no question here, and I know that I'm going to be pissing some people off. Mighty Morphin is just outright the better song compared to Jew Ranger.
I really thought that warning was for us, but
I
I'm
thought
like,
you
you know
were-
what? Okay.
I thought you were going to say
Yeah,
Jew Ranger was a better theme.
Yeah, no, that's just what it is. Look, I know Jew Ranger is iconic for Japanese fans, and it's a great song, and you just get that Jew Ranger, Jew Ranger. And it's a great song.
I'll get into the whole song if I start singing more.
Yeah, copyright. It's a great song, but Mighty Morphin's just better. It's got electric guitar, which is something that Jew Ranger does not have, and
It's
that
90s
is
rock guitar.
Yeah,
Earworms.
90s cheese.
Earworms can really get stuck in my head. The fact that Jew Ranger only got stuck in for, let's say, 6 months, and Power Rangers has never left since I first listened to it, I think really goes to show its stayability as a great song.
Yeah, look, all I'm saying is if the Angry Video Game Nerd can make a banger-ass parody of it, it's a great song.
Tiger Electronic Wristwatch Nerd.
You know,
And
considering
just slow
all...
pan over.
Sorry, considering all the Power Ranger seasons, that's great banger theme songs, except for RPM, which was kind of bad. No, it was really bad, but it had the best season ever.
Yeah, it was like the best season, but we'll get to it. Anyway, back to the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, directed by Adrian Carr and written by Mark Hoffmeyer. I just thought I'd throw that in just to give some production credits.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
'cause
need love too.
we're doing our
Oh, yeah.
research now.
Yeah, we're big brains now. So yeah, of course, it's the episode starts off at the Angel Grove Carnival, and we get a shot of I want to say it's either it opens with just a shot of the five just like hanging around or just in the carnival, and then we get that magnificent shot of what basically the I can't remember how you put it, but it's basically the most iconic image of Balkan's skull bake, basically, with the cotton candy.
Oh yeah, and Zach has a bit of fun shenanigans with stilts before that.
Right. I don't screw with stilts.
Yeah, even when I
Yeah,
was younger, I didn't screw with silts because,
No, I'm
like,
not gonna go
goddamn.
there. I'm not going there.
Also, you
I don't.
introduced to the clown before Bulk and Skull show up. It's
Thank
Pickle
you.
Rick. No, not Pickle Rick. What am I saying?
Pineapple the clown.
Pineapple the
Rick.
clown. Jesus.
Pickle Rick, what the fuck? We also get the fun realization that every clown in this carnival is just a putty,
Yeah, in makeup.
and it's terrifying.
Yes, especially as clowns.
Yeah, this is just color phobia of the episode. And like if Ric Flair was at the carnival, he'd just be like,
Oh no,
This,
like no.
this is like that one episode of The Haunting Hour where it's like clowns are like an alien race.
wait a minute, that's just killer clowns from outer
Yeah,
space.
that's killer clowns from
Well-
outer space.
Well, not exactly that. It's more like they're like the son is afraid of clowns, but then it's revealed that his whole family is like clowns, and then he gets turned into a clown, and it's nightmare fuel. Like even the guy himself hates it.
So it's less killer clowns from outer space, more society with clowns.
You know what? That's it. It's more society with clowns.
All this talking of
So much
clowns is making
society,
me.
trigger warning.
All this talking about clowns is making me nervous. Damn.
Well,
Yeah,
this
but
episode is very nerve-wracking if
Yeah.
you were scared shitless by a child by it.
Yeah, but yeah,
As a
Bulk and Skull's iconic cotton candy shot, and we freeze framed it at the perfect moment where Skull looks like he's Santa Claus with a giant beard.
Your pink beard, the pink beard.
Santa
Yeah.
Claus with a coke problem because he's like super skinny.
Oh yeah, that too. Santa Claus was a coke problem. Dun, 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 dun.
God, now
With the stinger early.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess the episode's over.
It's like, kids, what you learned today? Santa has a coke problem. Oh,
This but I gotta say the shot of the carnivals or of the carnival and the rides and whatnot, it really puts you back into like that feeling of like you go to like a mall parking lot or something of like a small town or something,
yeah.
Yeah.
and you just have like that's like that old school carnival vibe, and I miss that, you know.
Oh
Now
yeah.
I'm just thinking of that one. Now I'm just thinking of that one Irish show where there's like, we need a nurse to the tunnel of goats.
Tunnel of God, I'm gonna ask.
All I'm thinking is like, you see the carnival, and outside the carnival, outside by the admission doors, you see Virgil with his sad table.
Oh no, Virgil's a clown.
No, he's not even a clown. He's just outside the gates because he can't afford admission to get in. He's
I
just.
feel like if
By the
he'd
way-
be, I feel like if he'd be a clown, he'd probably be Pagliacci.
Yeah, the saddest clown. By the way, rest in peace, Mike Jones.
Yes, you're getting that.
Rest in peace.
You're getting that sauce up in there.
You're getting that Olive Garden, getting that fuck money.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say he's getting that fuck money up there.
yeah.
Anyway, back to the episode.
So we of course we get a shot of the five, and we get Trini's. I want to say third family member, second family member that's been introduced. Sylvia.
Sylvia is the
Second
second
of
one.
3 total at this
Yeah.
point. And I do have some information on Sylvia. Sylvia, uncredited, was played by Alyssa Poblador.
Mm-hmm.
and she has been in 4 things. She was in 2 episodes of Mighty Morphin. She's in another episode in season 1 later down the road.
Probably a different
Wow,
character.
she actually does make another appearance.
She
probably-
does come back.
Probably a different character then.
Yeah. She was in a movie called Camp Nowhere.
Ooh, I've never seen that, but I want to.
She was in the Disney movie Freaky Friday.
Which one? Jamie Lee Curtis one or the Lindsay
The
Lohan?
first one. The first one.
Oh,
the
okay.
one from 95. So
Okay.
yes, the Jamie Lee Curtis one. And then she was also on a Nickelodeon show, and I can't believe this show is real. It's called Sports Theater with Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh my god, I remember that show. It was awful.
So yeah, that's Sylvia's little filmography. There are some other filmographies that are more impressive later.
Yeah. Indeed.
Let's see, where are we at? So, just with the recap, we get Sylvia, and I want to say at this point, does she wander off?
Not yet.
She wants to stay with Pineapple after Billy does some juggling and drops some eggs on Bulk and Skull.
That's it.
But no, she goes and watches the gymnastics with the rest and this is where Rita gets her plan to snatch Sylvia, use her as bait to bait the Rangers into falling into her trap, which involves her monster of the week, which we reveal is Pineapple.
Which I honestly, I gotta say, this is probably one of the only times where the monster of week is scarier as a human than he is as a monster.
I agree.
Yeah, because as a monster, he's the Pinoctopus, and he's not really that scary at all. But God,
the human version.
He's terrifying.
I thought he was supposed to be like a Portuguese man of war first time I saw him.
Aldo Montoya?
You said that joke last time and it didn't land.
They don't know that.
Yeah, no, but yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Just Incredible. Before he was Just
Oh,
Incredible.
God, now I'm sad because I do like Just Incredible.
Just Incredible's pretty good.
Yeah.
The rat face snacker.
Oh my God. All right.
Okay, so let's see. Where are we at? So we got the monster of the week with the eggs, or sorry, English. We got the Pinoctopus.
Yes,
It's a really odd name, but let's go with it.
And then we got, and then I have to talk about this scene because I still have no idea why they're doing this. That they start doing like a human pyramid with a clown.
For some reason, this show, they act as they're being teenagers, but they act like 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, like, from what I rewatched the episodes because we were recording this again. From what I understand, they went and saw gymnasts, and then they wanted to do a human pyramid, and then they just did a human pyramid.
Yeah.
And while they were doing the human period, wait a minute. While they were doing a human pyramid, I did not say human period.
I thought you said human pyramid for a second.
While they were doing the human pyramid, Pineapple comes and snatches Sylvia in an average carnival moment, kidnapping with a clown.
Yes. Oh, and let me just mention that
the red tape that would be laid all over this place, like the news stories. It's like clown abducts 12-year-old girl from carnival.
Stand down an Amber Alert. An Amber Alert. Also,
Amber, because the color of the clown's hair was amber.
Yes. Also, speak about the pyramid with the because they saw gymnasts. Amy Jo Johnson and David Yost in real life were actually gymnasts.
Wait, David Yost was a gymnast?
Yeah, David Yost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which explains how they could do this human period pretty easily, considering they're all pretty.
Yeah, the human pyramid. Yes, I understand. Yes.
I said human pyramid. I did not say human period again.
You did say
no,
human
you
pyramid.
did. You said period.
You said pyramid, I swear. But anyway, the clown snatches up Sylvia.
And yeah, they wander off for a bit, and then Trini finds her. And then we get the highlight of the episode.
Oh yes, where Fucking
Sylvia
pineapple.
fucking dies.
Yeah,
Before that.
pineapple. Go ahead.
Oh, before that. Before she
No,
dies.
not before that. I was just making a joke, Andreas.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, no. Pineapple, who went to his nearest Scholastic book fair and decided to take inspiration from his favorite book series, Flat Stanley.
Yes, that's a lot. I like that book.
I never read those books.
Turns her into a cardboard cutout. Flat Stanley met the president once.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
I'm pretty sure it was Bush.
Oh, wait. Original Bush or Junior?
Junior.
Okay.
W.
All right.
It's like it came out during like George Bush Senior's run, but or no, it came out during like George W. Bush's run, but he just met George Bush Senior for like no reason.
Yeah, that would be funny, honestly. But yeah,
it's like Lincoln, what are you doing here?
Yes, so Sylvie gets turned into a cardboard cutout, and this has some scary connotations later that I caught when I was watching these episodes alone.
We'll get to that when we get to the bit later with Alpha.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and as Trini is carrying around cardboard Sylvia, the rest of the gang are on that swing ride that was always kind of scary to me, but like it was a bit too lame to be like all the way scary. And then like immediately as soon as they figured out it's a plan of Rita's, we get with the beautiful line delivery from Jason. Attention, everyone, get out!
And everybody starts running.
Attention, everyone, get out! And everyone starts running.
Everybody starts running even before he finishes the sentence.
Great acting.
I really I do wish they waited for like the Rita bit because when they started running, it reminded me of the South Park bit the South Park bit. Run, old people driving!
Oh, that old people driving, run!
Everyone running away from Country Kitchen Buffet.
Yeah. And everyone just runs. And then as all the crowd as the crowd dissipates, we get all the clowns turned into putties.
Yep, and they all have really like cute clown accessories. One of them juggles, I'm pretty sure. It's honestly a great use of the putty suits, honestly.
Like like clown variant putties is definitely an action figure I want down the line.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that too. And Billy gets distracted as well because the main clown, Pennywise, just goats him into following him. It's like, Billy, come over here. And he does.
Come save Sylvia. And Jason's like, don't follow him, Billy. And then Pineapple's like, come with me. And then Billy just leaves. And I'm like, I just put in my notes, Billy is an idiot.
Yes, he's a smart one. He's a smart one, but he's an idiot.
So that's why you put Billy as an idiot the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I knew that there was one specific putty patroller I wanted to mention during here. I just have to remember
because we get a huge fight scene in the carnival with a bunch of different rides getting featured. There's a fight scene at a sort of like drop tower-ish type ride. There's a fight scene at a merry-go-round with Billy and Pineapple, and some putties are there. The only thing I have to note about this part is that behind the across from the merry-go-round is a haunted house that is called Nightmare on Helm Street.
What's up with that?
It's like they're clearly trying to avoid copyright, but I just, in my head canon, it's just Gregory Helms opened up a haunted house at this carnival.
He's Gregory Helms before WCW. A 16-year-old opens up a carnival.
Yeah, because it's just such a great name. I think I know who I think I know who you want to talk about, Malcolm. It's the guy that Jason fights.
I want to say so, yeah, because I am looking here through the different actors on this episode who played putties, and Specifically, where's Neo Edmund? That's his name.
Yeah.
Neo Edmund. He's one of the putties that he uncredited putty here, but looking at his personal IMDb, he has not only been in like Power Ranger episodes in the past and future, but looking here, he's probably a who's who of like 90s like monster actors for American Toku. Like he showed up in Mighty Morphin, he showed up in Zeo, he showed up in Animorphs.
Animorphs, okay, all right.
As an actor named Gavin, or he played the character Gavin.
Gavin.
The weirdest Toku I had no idea existed. Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog.
That's wow. That show brings me back.
That's a fucking deep cut.
Yeah, I
He was also in VR Troopers, right?
Was he?
Yes, he was Bugbot.
Bugbot.
Yeah,
okay.
And he was also in, I remember you mentioning this earlier, he was in Big Bad Beetleborgs as well.
Yeah, actually, I did my research to see who he was, and he was the character Wolfgang, which I'm pretty sure is the...
He played Wolfgang. Okay, all right.
Yeah, or sorry, he was Wolfgang.
Yeah, Wolfgang.
With two L's.
Yeah, because they can't call him the Wolf. There's copyright.
Yeah.
So they had to call him Wolfgang.
And then there was I had to bring this up. He was also in Masked Rider.
Masked Rider. Masked Rider.
Furbus is careening into the stream.
Oh, fucking Furbus.
And the last couple credits I want to mention are he was in Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
I love that show.
I do too.
He better not be in the one I think you're about to say.
And probably like one of the more unique things, credits on his IMDb, because they're right next to each other. Sorry, 3 of them are right next to each other. The Wizard.
Is that the movie Wizard or something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Power Glove. It's
so
bad.
I love the Power. Oh, yeah, you said it. Never mind.
Freddy's Nightmares.
Okay.
The Freddy TV show?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
He is credited as Boy in Basement.
Boy in Basement, about to get killed.
And then finally, the weirdest one of them all, Small Wonder.
Oh my God, Small Wonder.
I don't even know what that show is.
It's like a rich man who makes up a real life little girl robot doll to play with his kids. It's creepy.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't say he was from Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
Oh, I'm very happy he's not in that. But the thing about Small Wonder is, before we get back to the episode, is the fact that it lasted for 4 years too long.
Yep, it did. I think they brought it back a little bit, didn't they?
No, they did not, and I'm thankful that they didn't.
I don't want to see this. I'm not watching it.
Save your sanity. You'll be doing yourself a favor. So,
thank you.
As we get the putty fight with some great use of the carnival rides.
And I mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street already.
Yes.
And then we get the final clown.
Wait, you forgot to mention Pineapple. You forgot to mention that one putty that goes around in the ride. That stunt double.
The one putty that you were gonna mention.
Right, the one that kills me every single time, where I pray to God they did not attach a stunt performer to this ride that goes all the way around. I can't remember what the name of it was again, but it's one of those rides that literally it just does a whole loop, and this guy is attached to the outside. And I'm just saying, please be a dummy, please be a dummy, please be a dummy.
Please be a dummy.
It's actual stunt man. He has some balls, and he must be shitting himself at the same time.
This was released in the 90s. Safety wasn't invented yet.
It was also under Saban, who thinks safety is for chumps.
Yes, exactly.
We'll get to that in a few episodes. So then we get Pineapple melting into
melting
into the Pine Octopus.
Yeah,
And
because he
then, if you have
morphed.
anything else to mention here, Adam, I'll let you take it away.
I do have something to mention. Pinoctopus's voice actor is, and I'm shocked we haven't brought this up yet. He is one of the most iconic voices in Power Rangers. Tom Weiner
Tom Weiner?
is Tom Weiner. He is the man. He's basically the Monster Man. He has been involved in, let me pull it up here exactly how many episodes he's been in of Mighty Morphin. It's down here somewhere. But he's been in a lot of stuff. He's been in a lot of video games, a lot of animes. He's been in Masked Rider.
Oh, Masked Rider.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I looked up Tom Weiner as well because you mentioned him. He worked on The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Ooh.
He did. He was crew on The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And he was involved in 53 episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Doing voice monsters and putty monsters and all that.
He did voice work on in season 1, episode 2 to episode 50.
Okay, all right.
Whoa.
So he did work on all of those episodes, and he often played the monster of the week. Like, for example, he voiced Bones in episode 2. He voiced Minotaur in episode 3.
Okay, all right.
He voiced the Nasty Knight in Happy Birthday, Zach.
So he's the monster dude. He's the go-to monster guy. Yeah.
He's the go-to monster guy, and he's in every one of the episodes we're covering today, and he voices the main monsters in this episode and the last 2 episodes.
Okay, all right.
He's also done work on Power Rangers Time Force, Power Rangers Wild Force. He's just prolific in the terms of monster voice acting that he had to get a shout out. You are a legend, Tom Weiner.
Yes,
Tom Weiner, you officially earned the badass seal of approval.
Yeah,
sorry,
absolutely.
I agree. I really agree.
I agree as well.
He also like is big time into the anime scene, like so many voices and different genres. Even like it wasn't just like robo stuff. Like this dude, you've earned your medal. Like you've earned your time. He was also in. Sorry, I'm just going through this as we're checking out the podcast or as we're talking here. And the one that I noticed was the anime adaptation of the old school, I want to say one of the biggest films ever made, Metropolis.
Ooh,
he was in that anime.
What? Metropolis? That's like from 1920. 1940s.
Yeah, there was a film done by, I can't remember who worked on it, but basically one of the godfathers of anime himself. I believe one of the
it was the same guy who did Akira.
That's it. Thank you.
So if he was in Metropolis, he must be like.
It's basically an anime reinterpretation of that movie.
Oh, it's an anime. I thought you meant the live action one.
Not the actual movie, no.
Yeah.
No, it's more like that one, or like an adaptation of the original source material.
I was about to say, if he was in
the movie Metropolis, he played the Empire State Building.
I was about to say, because if he was in Metropolis, the one from the 40s, he'd be like, what, 80 during this time playing, doing the voice?
Yeah, so
he'd be as old as I feel.
Yeah, so now that we're done that tirade, we get Pinoctopus. He exists now.
Pinoctopus?
Yeah, and we cut back, I believe this is where it cuts back, to Trini having Cardboard Sylvia up on a table, and Alpha 5 is there, and this is where I point out, Alpha 5, you got a fat ass.
And we're not talking about the actor, we're talking about Alpha.
We're talking about Alpha 5 specifically. He got that Robo-Cake.
Robo-Cake.
I gotta make a t-shirt out of that. He got Robo-Cake.
Delicious Robo-Cake. And we get the reveal of why she was turned into cardboard, or how specifically. Because I didn't catch this when we were watching it together. When I was watching it by myself, I heard what Alpha said. Alpha says basically that the only thing that Sylvia is missing is water. So in order to turn someone into a cardboard cutout, he sucks all of the water from you, which is incredibly creepy.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't get it, but okay.
Well,
And it's also why, yeah.
I think there's actually a plot or something of like I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I'll get back to you. Continue.
Yeah, and that's why you need water to uncardboard people, because that confused me the first time we watched it. It's because he literally took all of the water away from the cardboard cutouts.
It was Cell, by the way. That's what that reminded me of.
It was, yeah, it does remind you of Cell, absolutely.
I drink people.
Yeah.
All right.
Except he doesn't drink people. He just throws people at glitter at them, and just that makes them dry. But yes, that's how they save Sylvia, because they just dump a bunch of water on her, and then Alpha thought it wasn't enough, so he goes to get more water. Sylvia wakes up, is uncardboarded, sits up, and Alpha just throws a bunch of water on this little child.
And it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work anymore.
At first.
And then we get the cute moment is after he throws the water on Sylvia. She's so confused and is trying to wipe it out of her eyes. Alpha realizes that Sylvia's awake and he has to hide himself. So he just poses and goes dormant
in the corner
next to like some in the corner next to some computers, and it works.
Yeah, it does. She's not gonna question a robot inside a science lab.
Yeah, for sure, I guess. And then now that Sylvia is safe, Trini goes back into the fight, and she is the one that helps with defeating Pine Octopus. And I forget who says it. I think someone says a line here that I put in my notes that's pretty funny. Yeah, what a fruitcake.
That was Zach.
Oh yeah, that was Zach.
Zach called Pine Octopus a fruitcake.
What a fruitcake.
Yeah. I mean, a pineapple can be in a fruitcake.
I'll be honest, I really want to use that insult more. It's like, you're a fruitcake.
You kind of do. Like back in the 90s, it was an insult after this.
Yeah.
Oh, has it actually become an insult after this?
Yeah, you're a fruitcake.
It was an insult in the 90s. Like, it's like a gay thing, I think.
Yeah, like
I don't think so. No,
yes,
no.
Yes,
I think if you call
no.
I think if you call someone a fruit, then yes. But fruitcake, I think it's more like, because a fruitcake is filled with like a bunch of nuts and weird stuff. So I think it's meant to be like, that guy's crazy.
That makes more sense than the possibility of a gay thing, honestly.
Yeah, again, that's because you're thinking of fruit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not thinking of a homosexual. I'm thinking of an actual fruit.
Yeah.
All right.
But yes, they defeat Pineapple, and Rita makes Pine Octopus grow, and we get the Zord sequence, which is notable for being the first Zord sequence that has like a significant amount of fighting with the Zords before they combine.
Oh, right.
We get some of the like, I want to call them the normal Zords. Some of the animal Zords' actual powers, like the Triceratops has hook spikes that fire out of its head and keeps the Pine Octopus in place. And the Mastodon has ice breath.
It ties into their own like identity. It's not just like lasers fire out of the front or something. They actually use some creativity in designing the weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
and
very interesting on how they did it.
But they always do become the Megazord, and the Megazording happens. Megazord sequence does become initiated, and this is something I have in my notes, but I honestly think that we were overreacting when we saw it last time, because the Zord fires off a laser to defeat Pine Octopus, and everyone said that the T-Rex did it.
It's actually the T-Rex because you can see the claws on the bottom.
It's not the. It's the foot of the T-Rex.
Yeah,
I can see.
I
could have sworn it was just the foot of the Zord, but maybe I was just looking at it wrong.
Well, it's because the Well, the left foot of the Megazord is the head of the Triceratops.
That's true, actually. So it was just the T-Rex. Yeah, okay. Let's say it's the T-Rex for the meme.
It's the left and right foot. The left foot for the Megazord is the Triceratops, and the right foot is the saber-toothed tiger.
And
that is true.
My best theory is why they did that is legit just to put a Megazord sequence in the episode for ratings.
And also because they were like
because
brand new at this show, and they were trying to.
They need to push the toys. They need to push the toy sales.
Yeah. Plus,
It is one of the coolest toys ever made.
Plus, if you think that's crazy, wait until you see season 2 when they try and mix Jew Ranger footage with Die Ranger footage at the same time.
Hey, at least there was no giant Japanese child this time.
Yeah, very true.
You say that like that's a bad thing. That child won the fight.
Yeah, that was great. Do you want to do the wrap up, Malcolm?
Yes. So finally in this we get the ending with unfortunately with the reader wrap up, unfortunately no I have a headache count, no EHA or IHA.
IHA.
And then we get the most dangerous stilts ever built by anyone. Billy's.
Yeah, Billy's stilts, which to be fair, probably are dangerous, not because you can fall and hurt yourself, but because there's probably nails that could give you tetanus.
Oh yeah, that too.
Probably. I will. It looks like a lot of like PCB pipes.
PCV, PVC.
PVC PCP pipes.
PCP pipes? What?
And at the end of this episode, Billy becomes addicted to PCP.
I went already got the money.
That's the best wrap up we can do for this episode.
And I went already got the money for the PCP because he probably sold Sylvia because we never see her again after this.
No, we do. She's in another episode later in the season
as a different character.
No, Sylvia.
Oh, okay, all right, good to know. I'm gonna reverse that. I'm gonna reverse that.
Skull didn't get to her.
Skull's count begins in this next episode. Excuse you.
Yeah, no, we'll talk with the next episode, which is season 1, episode 12,
Power Ranger Punks,
which is probably like how I had a somewhat connection with the Happy Birthday Zach episode before. This one I have an even weirder connection to because I never saw this episode as a kid. I read the novelization.
You read the
novelization.
About that
connection. You just read the novelization of the episode, which whenever I think about novelizations of TV episodes, I think of one really weird example, which is the show Adventures of Wonderland had a banned episode that it starred O.J. Simpson called White Rabbits Can't Jump. It was called White Rabbits Can't Jump, and the episode never released because of his issues legally.
So what he did,
the novelization of it made it out.
Oh,
that's amazing!
Yeah, so you could read the episode, but you couldn't watch it.
So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
it's locked in.
It's locked in the
season 1, episode 12. This episode aired September 20th, 1993.
3 days later.
Yeah, you wouldn't think they would have gone with like the week thing, like once a week, but no, if they got it, turn it out.
Yeah.
And I will say it isn't like a laziness thing because this is probably like we say this almost every single time, but this is my favorite episode so far.
Yeah,
and
it's a pretty good episode.
Written by Mark Hoffmeyer and directed by David Blythe.
David Blythe. Let's go.
And this episode starts off pretty basic, of course, with the guys, with the gang, playing volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to say, who is Kimberly off on the bench?
Yeah,
Kimberly brings the drinks.
She brings in the drinks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Billy tags her out and goes and has a drink.
And then, of course, that's when that's when Zach and Kimberly's team starts to win.
Yeah, exactly. Then we smash cut over to Breaking Babu. We have Babu's chemistry lab.
Rita, we need to cook.
Rita, my queen, we need to cook.
Oh my god, I can imagine that.
Yeah, so Babu's in his science lab making what he calls punk potion, and I actually wrote down the recipe.
Yeah, okay.
So the punk potion's recipe is snail slime, spider legs, rattlesnake lips, and poison ivy.
Sounds like the recipe for 5 Alive.
Yeah, which if it's poison ivy, if the episode, I think it was episode 6 where they said that Gotham City was canon, if it does exist in this universe, he just stole the villain from Gotham, which means that's one less thing for Batman to worry about.
Yeah, Batman doesn't have to worry about poison ivy.
I forgot that Batman's canon.
What a universe.
Yeah, he makes the punk potion, which is really just some cherry Kool-Aid.
And I don't know when he does make it and he's flying out to go drop off the potion to the Rangers. Does anyone else, when they're riding the bikes, like in their head, just hears? I
was about to make the Wicked Witch allegory.
Yeah, I think that too. Whenever I see Rita doing the tricycle, like
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little Zordon too.
And then I don't know why I just think of Ralph from Friday the 13th riding his bike as well.
Nice.
But with the Wicked Witch music too. So we get the potion drop off of Babu, and the other we get the putty fight. That's it. We get the putty fight with some awful ass editing.
With the cringe 90s editing of repeating the same shot over and over again.
It was cool back then, but not so much, because it's actually worse.
Repeat.
Yeah.
They literally use it in every fucking 90s show. I swear to God. It's in like every Nickelodeon show.
Yeah. Is this better? Like, is it the repeat footage, or do you like the extreme thing where they showed them like really when they showed her face close up?
I prefer genuinely compared to this, I prefer the stupid trope of everything getting blurry in slow motion or the camera flying away with something.
Right, that too, yeah.
Oh, I love like or where like it's a POV cam of like someone throwing something, and then like it's a POV of the thing being thrown.
Yeah. Like that comes up later. That comes up later this episode, Malcolm.
All right.
Oh, that's perfect. I don't know where it's from, but I just remember someone put like a camera on a Twinkie that was thrown, and just like, why don't we use that more?
Yeah, for sure.
The Twinkie cam.
I fucking mean it, man. Twinkie cams will save cinema.
What? It was like, what?
Yeah, Twinkie cam. But yes, the putty fight is all there as a distraction, ultimately, just so that Babu can get the punk potion and the drinks.
Or you can spike their drinks.
Yeah. And then the best acting of the show comes out.
Billy's punk acting is 10 out of 10, and it deserved a daytime Emmy.
Yeah.
I love David Yost. He was never the best actor on this show, but I love you, David Yost, but God, wow, okay.
Giving the best performance only the actors from Super Capers could represent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just gonna say he just sounds like Joey Wheeler 90% of the time he's on screen. Yeah, get him, Hugh.
Yeah. Oh wow, yes, I agree. It's like Kim just gets up, it's like, get out of my face! Yeah, get out of her face!
They're just Bulk and Skull again.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. But yes, they get all pissy and leave, and Trini gives the ultimate observation that maybe they just had a bit too much sun, and that's why they're acting like dicks.
Yeah. Well, was this the first time the Rangers got like something happened to them by the villains? I think it was. So this is new to them.
I think it's the first time, yeah.
Yeah. But it's not the
Yeah,
last time, because whenever the villain does something to the Power Rangers' personality, they don't question it, huh? Lord Zed or Rita must have been up to this. But no, they go like, what's up with them?
Yeah.
Maybe because this is like the first time, so they're not used to personal attacks yet.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But like after a while, they keep on doing
Yeah,
it.
like after the fourth time, you got to realize there's a pattern, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just as stupid, like Billy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Billy's an idiot again.
So then we get a shot of Rita giving her big eyes staring at us through the telescope, and she goes over to Finster, and we get our monster of the week, one of the more iconic ones.
Terror Toad.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but while she's walking over to Finster's workshop, Babu is just trying to take all the credit and is trying to win like a planet or a small asteroid, and just Rita's ignoring him the entire time. And I'm like, poor Babu, man. He actually did something.
This is not the only time he did something. Him and Squat, one time in another episode, decided to make a monster while Rita was asleep, and he did a good job at it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious,
we
though.
get the Terror Toad. We get the Terror Toad, who I've been told is iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic because he's very iconic.
He definitely is iconic to me because I was so weirded out by the faces showing up on his stomach later in the episode.
In the book,
they mentioned it in the book, but they never like showed an image of it in the novelization. I was pissed.
Oh wow, okay.
That's interesting, actually. But yes, the Terror Toad. Now that the Power Rangers are like divided, her plan is to just use the Terror Toad to cause some mayhem in Angel Grove and take over the world.
Of course.
Of course.
Oh fuck! That reminds me. I'm so sorry. Small sidebar about Tom Weiner again. I forgot to mention Tom Weiner is also in the Street Fighter animated movie.
Oh shit!
Does he play Bison?
He plays M. Bison.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes. Of course. Oh, that's him.
That's him.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love this man already.
Play the clip. Play the clip on the video.
Okay.
Yes! Yes!
It's amazing though.
Yeah, it's so great.
That is so funny.
Oh,
he's
wow.
a meme.
He is a meme.
And to move on from one funny thing to the next, we get an image of Skull's first victim, Willie.
It's true. It's like, yeah, Bulk and Skull get the shot of their lockers. Skull has a skull in his locker, and it's like, well, I wonder who that'll be. I guess that's Willie.
Yeah.
See, my personal interpretation is Skull's frustrations over the gang bullying him every single episode is whenever we get the stinger at the end with the credits afterwards, in that time between episodes, Skull's racking up a very hefty body count.
This is where Skull's kill count officially begins.
His origin
and you can't
story.
convince me that Willie wasn't his first victim.
His origin story begins here. His Dexter era.
Yeah. So Skull has a skull in his locker, and Bulk's locker is jammed. And when he finally opens it, a bunch of food falls out because he bought the food in bulk.
Go to the corner. Go to the corner.
Bad joke. Bad joke.
You guys laughed.
Yeah. We did. I just had to say it. Go to the corner.
Yeah, I know.
And then Bulk and Skull, in awe, stare at probably one of the coolest bloody things I've ever seen, and that's Punk Power. Sorry, Herd, and words. Jeez,
Words.
Yeah.
It's hard.
He stares at the two Rangers come down the stairs, and a few things I want to mention is one, the amazing music done by Ron Wasserman again. It kind of reminds me of, with the hammer, it reminds me of Owen Hart's theme after he went solo.
And
And just Billy looks down the hall and he says, "I am not a nugget."
And their acting is probably some of my favorite in these episodes, like in the episodes we've seen
Yeah, for sure.
coming up and beforehand, because it's so entertaining to see typical good guy characters like flip, and it really shows the actor's range. And Amy
Yeah,
Jo
for sure.
Johnson, to me, is the MVP of this episode.
This is where
100%. She is just chewing up the scene, and she is
Literally.
owning that.
You know, I had such a crush on her from the first episode, but this is the one episode where I go like, "Oh my god, I'm actually in love with this woman."
She's super great in this. But I will say I think Billy's just a little bit hotter.
I see it. I see it. He's showing. He's half showing his body because he does have.
He's got that necklace that's really cool looking, and those fucking Bret Hart glasses.
Yeah.
And the Bret Hart glass. Okay, I have to mention here with Kimberly and Skull's interaction here. You can't convince me otherwise that this is pretty much. This is the origin of the theory, in my opinion, that Kimberly and Skull ended up together.
In your head canon?
In my head canon, because later on we get the character Spike in Samurai, and there's theories on who his mother is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think Kimberly.
And that checks after like how hot this entire exchange is for Skull, because like she grabs Skull by the collar and's like, why don't we go together on Saturday and tear up the town?
And she does the laugh.
And we basically see if Kimberly wasn't like a big time Valley girl and like always a punk, she'd basically just be female Skull.
Yeah, and it's pretty hot, honestly.
Because she does the laugh and she does the chewing of the gum. And
they both do the laugh and the gum, yeah.
The chewing of the gum and the laugh is my second favorite scene of this exchange. My favorite scene follows soon after with Billy and Bulk.
Yeah, Billy bullying Bulk.
He threatens him, and then the way he slams Bulk against the lockers.
Listen, pencil neck. Got it? Yeah, I got it.
It was like
amazing.
I was like, damn, Billy.
I have to point out my favorite part of this scene is after Billy lets Bulk go. He grabs Skull and they run away. But my favorite part is as Bulk is running away holding Skull, Skull's just being dragged backwards, and he's just got a hand out trying to reach out for Kimberly.
I want.
I love you.
Like I said, by the way, like I said, like Amy Jo Johnson, she has a great career in acting, but you can tell from this episode here that she's gonna become a great actress because she's killing it.
This is the episode where Amy Jo Johnson reveals that she has what it takes to be a great actor.
Yeah.
I want to say she, as an actress, she also expanded into writing and directing as well. If I want to,
she did a lot. She directed her own movies and written a lot of stuff. She still does that to this day.
Let's see.
Amy Jo Johnson, you're all right.
Yeah, you're all right.
Oh yeah, she was also in the Canadian TV show Flashpoint.
I love that show. Great show.
God, I forgot Flashpoint was a thing.
Also, after she left Power Rangers, she went straight to Felicity. What a career change!
I never saw Felicity. What is that show about?
Felicity is about this stalker girl who falls in love with she graduates and she's feeling like shit, and some guy that's in her class graduates and like perks her up by saying, "Hey, we graduated. We're going in good. You look good. Anyway, I gotta go." And she like starts stalking him after that and goes to the same college that he does. So it's basically this girl stalking this one dude that she met for 5 minutes, and Amy Jo Johnson is her best friend, and it's just a cool show. From a whole premise.
Like legit, the synopsis of the show, Felicity, is legit just a young girl fresh out of high school follows her high school crush to college to be near him.
Yeah, that's the entire point of the show.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Not creepy at all.
Not creepy, but it made a good show.
I'm just going to say, and I'm not trying to like stop the sidebars because they're great, but we're an hour in and we've only talked about 1.5 episodes.
Yeah. I understand.
We have a lot to talk about.
So we are now in Command Center with Alpha reacting to Billy and Kimberly being dicks.
Yeah, they're just dicks.
Yeah. So, Go ahead.
And something I noticed upon rewatch is that when Billy goes to touch the cage and gets electrocuted, Kimberly does the skull thing as well, where she has to repeat what he does.
I thought it was Billy that. Oh yeah, she explained Skull.
No,
Never
Billy
mind.
touches it first, but then Kimberly does touch it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in behind in what Zordon calls a transparent force field, which is really just one of those TNA stripper cages
From the early day, the first couple
from
when
the Asylum era.
from the Asylum era, they had the TNA girls just dancing, very non. They're not comfortable. They're just
Unsexily. They're
yeah,
they're just standing there. It's a Tuesday night and they need money.
yeah.
Now I think TNA should bring the cage back, but put Scott Steiner in. Anyway,
Yeah.
No.
Lock him in the cage. He can't get out.
I just want to be clear. I'm absolutely 100% joking. That is a joke. I would not want to see Scott Steiner do that because he is a scary, scary man. Please don't eat me.
Yes.
Yes. So we now realize how we are going to save Billy and Kimberly, because Zordon says, "Behold, the viewing globe."
And we get a shot of him mentioning the singing squash the like juice or something of the singing
The
squash.
sap.
The sap, that's it. And we get one of the weirder shots, which is, or one I got to bring up, which yes is reusing footage from the Sentai, but this is one of the few times we get a visual shot of Zordon as physical body Zordon.
As a human, yeah.
Yeah.
Before he was put into the tube.
Well, I wouldn't say human since he's not of Earth. He Andreas, home planet.
Eltar.
Thank you.
Mm.
Like he's
Yeah,
a wizard.
so,
He's a wizard.
Altarian, I guess.
An Eltarian. That's a good word. Why is it now
Yeah.
that we figure out a name for him? He's an Eltarian.
As soon as the show ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a great shot of your Ranger footage. That's just the mentor from Jew Ranger, by the way.
Yeah. There's a lot of that
Yeah,
happening in the
Barza.
show.
Yeah, Barza. But yes, he talks about the singing squash, which is literally just a mandrake root.
It's very the Japanese footage they use is very magic orientated. So like even down to not just like the monsters of the weeks, but like the plots as well. So like Mandrake Root is like that's probably why they had to come up with one of the weirder names of, well, I say one of, but the names in Power Rangers are just nuts in general.
Oh
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Come on,
so,
in season 2 they have a monster called the Purse Monster. Or the Lipstick Monster. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Oh my
It's
god, there is a purse monster.
Lip Syncer is her name.
Ah, yes.
I just remember this purse monster from Zeo, but oh no, we'll get to that fucking thing. Anyway, we get the three non-evil, non-punked out Rangers get called out to fight the Terror Toad, and get the morphin sequence and all that cool jazz, and we get some
Vor.
really funny imagery with first Trini being eaten by the Terror Toad.
Yes, Vor.
And then I want to say Zach gets eaten next. And these two shots, they get turned into like the orbs and whatnot, and get sucked into the monster, and or get eaten by the monster. And then later on, well, I'll get to that. But then Alpha goes to get the singing squash, which it's not the same area shown before. Instead, it's kept in the magnificent, scary land of Trash Bag Island.
Yeah, they just went around the
Good
corner.
old Trash Bag Island.
They just went around the corner. Here we are.
It's right outside Ohio.
Yes.
Damn, Alpha 5 went to Ohio? That's fucked up, Zordon.
Why we send them to Ohio?
That's even worse than like going to Lord Zed's home planet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alpha 5 gets the singing squash.
he gets the singing squash. The putties that were there to attack him get dissolved to death, and then
Electrified or something to death.
yeah, electrified or something. And then we finally get I want to say Zach gets eaten next.
Yeah, Zach gets eaten next, yes.
It's just Jason at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. And we get and then we get Alpha giving the juice to or
Billy
sap or
Kimberly.
to Billy and Kimberly. I cannot speak today.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, their acting goes back to the way it was before. I
Billy
prefer
puts
it
on
this
back
way,
his
honestly.
glasses. Billy puts on back his glasses.
And then they get pulled out of the TNA cage. They do the morph sequence, and they get back in the fight.
And it's pretty much the same stuff as usual fight scenes until then, until we get an inconsistent shot of the Terror Toad straight up eating Jason with his head flapping all the way back.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, honestly.
It is.
And when I was mentioning before about like the monsters being more magic orientated, I did say I wanted to call out before with the Terror Toad here. I think they're going for more like a dragon thing with like, I don't know, over the chin or under the chin being like his weak spot or like a soft spot, which is dragon like to me. But if there's
gain access to its soft underbelly.
I'll have to check it out. Or I'll have to do some more research into the creature next chance I get.
Mm-hmm.
Or into the Sentai creatures themselves. And
yeah, for sure.
And then Kimberly point blank shoots an arrow at the Terror Toad.
After he eats Billy, and it's just fucking the Terror Toad and Babu praying over this teenage girl.
It so is.
And then, yeah,
make it sound worse than it actually is.
Yeah, and then Kimberly shoots them all out of the Terror Toad. They do more basic fighting, and then we get the finale. The way that she kills the Terror Toad is with the fucking arrow Twinkie cam, the Evil Dead cam, where it tracks the arrow and it's just on the arrow, following it as it veers a couple times into the Terror Toad and blows him up.
Oh yeah, wait, I call it the Twinkie cam before, but I'll be honest, the way they shoot it here is more Evil Dead to me, so I just hear
yeah.
And then we got Babu runs off.
Yeah, and that is the end of the Terror Toad, and then we get the wrap up.
It's always weird to me when they don't have a Zord fight in early seasons, but with the wrap up, we get, I want to say this is number 6 for an IHA.
Mm-hmm.
And Babu running away like he's in an episode of Benny Hill. And then we get the saddest scene in all of Power Rangers.
I feel so bad for Skull here, man.
I do too, man.
He shows up all dressed up, ready to tear up the town with Kimberly. He's got his best bully clothes on.
She said yes, even like it was her. It was actually her pushing the idea for pushing the date, but still, it's like he finally got his wish, and then it's just like back to normal.
You know what? I just realized what this reminds me of. It reminds me of that one Trix commercial where he finally gets the Trix and he's finally ready to eat the Trix rabbit is finally ready to eat the Trix, and then he goes to grab milk and there's no milk.
Oh yes, like she is the Trix cereal and can never get her.
Yeah.
Silly.
Which is true because
rabbit Kimberly's for kids.
Which is true because like in season 2 again she gets like turned evil, and no, not evil. A spell is put on her, and she falls in love with Skull, and breaks his heart again at the end.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, they keep on screwing with this man's heart.
You see, now you know why he has a body count.
Yes.
Oh my God, Skull's a cuck.
But he started with Willie first, didn't he?
Willie is his first kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, this shit is why Skull has a body count. This is why.
Well, no, I can tell you what happened. Willie was an accident. Willie was just he was like doing basic bullying, but he accidentally went too far with Willie and killed him. And then it was this episode who realized, hey, you know what? I like killing.
Dexter moment.
Da 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 da.
Damn Skull. Wow.
And then now that Skull is a murderer, we move on to season 1, episode 13. Peace, love, and woe.
Yes, and this episode we start with they're starting out in Ernie's juice bar, getting ready for the dance. And Zach's like saying, man, oh sorry, before that, we get Bulk coming in on a skateboard, which is really weird.
Yeah, and Skull comes in and says, "Make way for the Bulkster." Da, 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 da.
Oh,
Yet somehow you're more credible than Hogan now.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
so
like
Bully
crashes
from the 90s.
Sorry,
Hulk
go ahead.
Hogan.
Yes.
One
Yeah,
of
Bully
these is
from
better than
90s
the
is
other.
better. Yeah, and the answer will surprise you. Anyway.
So Bulk is like trying to move out the way, and then he crashes into Ernie's cake. Not his cake, an actual cake.
Yeah,
Ah, damn it.
that'd be certainly a weird episode if it involved Ernie's cake.
Yeah.
Ernie's cake gets turned into a monster.
Oh God.
God, no.
No, God, no. So we cut to Rita's palace, and she's seeing all this, and she goes like, you know what, I'm gonna decide to screw with the Rangers here. I'm gonna get me Madam Woe, which is, and then we skip back to Ernie's juice bar, and Ernie kicks out Bulk and Skull and says like, hey, the only way you come back is if you pay me for the cake, otherwise you're out of here. Get the hell out, and throws him out.
Yeets
them out, yeah.
Yes.
I would like to bring up beforehand that Peace, Love, and Woe was written by Julianne Clem and directed by Robert Hughes and aired September 21st, 93.
Nice.
Damn, literally the next day?
Yeah, they had the shows every day, like Monday to Friday, because they already had these episodes.
Oh, it makes sense now, actually.
Yeah, because they already had these episodes filmed, and yeah, they just did it Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that makes sense. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So we cut back to the team, the Ranger team, and Zach's like saying, "Yo, Billy, you have a date for the ball?" It's like, and Billy goes like, "Nah, I'm rather focused on my studies because I got to work on this weather machine." And yeah, he's about to go out.
Yep.
And then he bumps into Billy's next encounter with women.
Billy's next conquest.
Billy's next conquest, which is actually the female version of himself, Marge.
Fembilly, Marge, who I do want to point out is involved in something that Andreas might actually enjoy. I looked it up. Marge is played by Alexandra Wilson, who is like usually a small bit TV show actor. She was on an episode of VIP. She was on an episode of the Tony Danza show. Basically, mostly small things.
Yeah.
But she did get involved in one movie that I hope that Andreas has watched. Did you watch Small Soldiers?
Yes.
Yeah, she was the secretary for Globotech. She was Mrs. Kegel.
Oh my gosh, she was.
Yeah, so Marge ended up becoming a becoming a secretary for Globotech.
I love that movie, Small Soldiers. It's so dumb, but I love it.
It's certainly an episode. It's certainly a movie.
Yes. It's like Toy Story, but if your toys turn psychotic.
Yeah.
Remember I had an action figure, the spinning guy.
Oh, that guy?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
I thought
Billy...
he was Carnage at first for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, because I didn't see Small Soldiers before playing with the toy.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, yeah. So Billy bumps into Marge, and they instantly like each other, and like she drops her necklace, and Billy picks it up and puts it back on her, and I gotta say, smooth moves, Billy. God damn, you may be a nerd, but you know how to do the moves. Smooth Billy.
Billy knows how to. Billy is a man whore. He does know how to get women on his side.
Yes, yes, he does. So yeah, they're back in the juice bar, and they're like talking to each other nerd stuff, and he's like going like, "Yeah, I have this weather machine, blah blah blah."
Oh, and they both talk about. Sorry, Andreas. They both talk about how they both graduated from the Accelerated Baby Genius program,
Oh
and I'm
God,
just like the PTSD is triggered in my brain.
that's a bad movie.
It's 5 bad movies in a TV series.
You're telling me they made more than after the
Yes,
second one?
there's
There's more.
5 movies. There's 5 movies in a TV show.
Oh my God! And I thought Home Alone was worse when it went up to 6.
Yeah. It's scary, dude.
Yeah. So Jason tells Billy to come on over because there's an emergency. Billy goes over and goes like, "What's the emergency?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, you gotta ask her out." And he gets mad, saying, "That's your emergency? I can't do that. Plus, I got stuff to do." And before he leaves, Marge asks him out, and I'm going like, "God damn, Billy, you don't have to do anything."
Yeah.
He's like, "Meet me at the park, and we can work on your weather machine." And oh yeah, he'll definitely work on your weather machine.
He'll definitely get you wet.
Yes.
He'll work on my weather. Heyo.
Ayo.
Ayo.
So then we cut to Madame Woe doing her thing, and I gotta say, this is the best design for a monster of the week ever because she looks amazing.
This is a great design, and I just love her long claws, her gem. Just she looks like a fucking blizzard ghost. It's pretty awesome. It's a really good design.
Yeah, and then Rita calls her up saying, "You gotta do this for me," and yes, Madame Woe agrees to work with her. And then we cut to the park, the little lake there, and Marge is just waiting for Billy and has this little flower dandelion on her hand. Madame Woe shows up. She doesn't sell it. She goes like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, she doesn't run away immediately. She just goes, "Who are you?"
Yeah. You mean
Which is, I guess everyone just does that. Like, I guess Rita's attacks have become so common. They're just like, all right, fuck it. Which one are you?
Yeah, some people do run away, but then others just go like, we're doing this today, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So Madame Woe kidnaps Marge into the Madame Woe universe, which is just
the
a cave.
Madame Woe dimension,
Yeah.
and we get some of Fembilly's Marge's amazing facials, which I will say are on par with Miss Appleby for being hilarious.
Yes, I agree. Oh my God. Then we cut back to the lake.
This is Applebee's.
Sorry?
No, I was just thinking about Mrs. Applebee's face. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
So we cut back to the
It's
lake.
hard to forget.
Billy shows up. Marge is not there. He's sad, but then sees the necklace on the floor. Putties show up. And then the putties just wait until he has a conversation with the Rangers.
Yeah, they wait until they're the most polite putties in Rita's force because they literally just wait for him to call the Rangers and like, hey, I'm at the lake, I need help, something's happened to Marge, and then after he hangs up, they start fucking hounding him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's done his call. Let's do this. He was calling 1-800-COLLECT, so let's not bother him.
Yeah, we can't interrupt his collect call.
Yeah, he's got to save that money. So the rest of the gang shows up to beat up the putties, and Billy's just there. And we get these 90s repeat editing.
And I have here yodeling because I'm pretty sure there's some weird yodeling in the music at this part.
Oh yeah, there's some weird yodeling when the music starts. That was like really weird. So they go to the command center. Zordon tells them about Madame Woe and what she is, and they say like he says like, "Oh, you got to combine all your powers into one," and Billy accepts it, saying that he'll do it.
We get the one-time use of power coin combination.
It's one of the many things that this show does, where you see something done one time, you never see it again.
Yep.
And then they morph and they go fight Madame Woe, but she sends them instantly to the Madame Woe universe. Billy
Yep.
gets
The
stuck.
Whoa-niverse.
The Woniverse.
The Woniverse. Better than Madam Web's cinematic universe.
Oh my god, don't remind me of that. But Billy steps out of the Jew Ranger footage straight into American footage. Looks really awkward just standing there talking to Marge. Tells her she'll be okay. Then goes back into Sentai footage and the fight begins again. Yeah, Billy does a power combination of the one coin, does a Hadouken with it, and blasts through Madam Woe.
There's a bit of one-off, like little like dodgy fun. Then he destroys Woe's crystal, and that causes the Woniverse to collapse.
Yes, it does, because we see Marge back in the Woniverse with the rest of the Rangers in American footage, and again, they're just standing there awkwardly because this is before they start moving around in their suits, because they're still working on their stuff.
Then we get the wibbly wobbly camera effect, and then they're in the real world, and the Rangers run off to join the fight with Madame Woe, whereas Marge just kind of leans on a rock awkwardly.
Yeah, and just watches from afar.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the footage and they put their weapons together and they kill Madame Woe. They go back to Marge, which they still look awkward just standing there because they haven't done their Power Rangers school yet for acting yet, which is shown
and
later
there's
on.
There's yet another episode with no Zords.
Oh, exactly. And we come back to Rita. Did we get you out of a headache, Malcolm? I have a headache.
I don't think there was a headache this episode.
Yes, there was. So we're at 7.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're at 7. Okay, great.
So then we get back to the juice bar and everyone's dancing. Bulk and Skull are in disguises, the worst disguises I've ever seen, and Ernie sees through that shit.
I have it in my note. I have it in my notes. Bulk and Skull marks.
Yeah.
But it's also a bit of Bobby Heenan at Raw because Bulk is like kind of his disguise is more normal, but Skull is more normal, but Bulk is dressed up like some sort of like Russian babushka with like a headscarf.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what kind of Ukrainian Bubba are you trying to be in Angel?
That is one ugly grandmother.
Yeah. It just reminds me of Bobby Heenan at fucking Raw.
Looks kind of like the Rock's grandmama. Oh, owned, you stupid heel! Suck it!
What?
The Rock's grandma.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just trying to work the angle that The Rock is a heel, and I'm all for Cody Rhodes.
Right, Cody Rhodes. So we cut back to Billy and Marge, and they're flirting it up, and Billy's just got all the moves.
Billy's getting some tonight.
Oh, yeah, he definitely is. Ernie catches Bulk and Skull and is like, I know it's you two. I can't be that dumb. And he, like, tosses him out. But before he tosses him out, Bulk says, okay, I'll get you your money. Sits down, takes off his shoe and his smelly sock.
The fucking bank. Ugh.
Yeah. Calls it, I'll get you the money from the bank. And then it's in his foot. And he gives it to Ernie.
Million dollar man moment.
Oh, really? Yeah, that too. Ernie smells the money.
Secretly started his plan to murder Ernie.
Ernie falls into the cake because of the smell, gets back up and goes like, screw it, let's dance. And he just goes and dances. And
with all the cake still on him.
Yeah. And Bulk and Skull just look at him like, what just happened?
This is a nice little episode.
Yeah, it's one of those episodes where Billy, you can see that his rack count of getting women.
Yep, we are now at 2. His body count is at 2.
Yeah, it is.
And it's also the last time we see Marge, so Skull's body count is also at 2.
Probably killed her because Bulk gave him money. I don't know. You think of something.
He saw that Billy was happy for the first time in his life, and he's like, can't have that.
Oh, yeah, Billy can't be happy. Screw this.
You denied me Kimberly, so I'm going to deny you Marge.
Yeah.
As he becomes Marge from Pee-wee's Adventure. Large Marge.
Marge.
As punishment, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to turn you into a stop-motion cartoon character meant to torment Pee-wee Herman.
Yes, and every other... So, next episode, episode 14, Foul Play in the Sky.
Foul Play in the Sky is definitely one of my 2 favorite episodes of this batch. So we open at the airport, and Malcolm, did you want to do your production stuff?
Yes. The air date, September 22nd, 93.
Yep. Literally just the Monday to Friday continues, I guess. This is Tuesday's episode, I guess.
Season 1, episode 14. This one was written and directed by Shuki Levy.
One of them guys in Saban's team.
Yeah, Shuki Levy, quack quack.
It's listed here as he was one of Saban's top producers of the company. Written numerous episodes of Mighty Morphin.
He's part of the history.
He worked on Mask, Dino Saucers, Dragon Quest, He-Man. It looks like he is a old school old school producer working with kids TV shows for years.
Yeah, and he worked a lot with Saban, and they're the main guys of this show here. But Saban gets more recognized for it.
Yeah, because it's his company.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we open at the airport, and we pull back from the air tower, and Kimberly's there with her Uncle Steve. Good old Uncle Steve, who I did look it up, is played by Douglas Sloan, who is usually a producer.
Okay.
He was a producer on a lot of seasons of Power Rangers. He was a producer on 49 episodes of Mighty Morphin. He was a producer for most, if not all, of Zeo. He was a producer for the first half of Turbo, and then after that, he took a break and was co-executive producer of the greatest film of all time, Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Then he also was the executive producer of Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's why I didn't recognize his name, because of Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder, because he's all over that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he was an executive producer of a lot of Power Rangers episodes, but here he's an actor as Uncle Steve. So it turns out Uncle Steve is a pilot, and him and Kimberly are gonna go out and do some flying today. Then we cut back to the youth center, and Jason is going at it at a speed bag that Zach is holding. Zach looks over at his first and greatest love, Angela.
Fuck Angela. Zach, you deserve better.
I looked up some stuff on Angela, Andres, to see if I could persuade you a little bit.
No, I got it. I don't have a problem with the actress herself. It's just a character in this.
Yeah. So Angela appears in 7 episodes of Mighty Morphin. So she's in that, but her only other acting credit is on a single episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Walker gave me AIDS. What? Oh.
Why is it that's the one quote you remember from that show? Oh yeah, because it was Haley Joel Osment. That's
because he was being serious. He was joking around. All of a sudden, he goes like, "Walker gave me AIDS." What?
Yeah.
Well, no, Walker said I had AIDS. No, Walker gave me AIDS, you sick bastard.
You're a fucking...
I mean, okay, Walker I said I have AIDS. Okay, I messed up the line, messed it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of Columbine for this episode, instead we're talking about Walker, Texas Ranger, giving Haley Joel Osment freaking AIDS.
Hey, I mean, he had to go to Kingdom Hearts somehow.
Yeah. Oh, what character did he play in The Boys? Haley Joel Osment?
Yeah, I think he was also in The Boys.
Yeah, he was in The Boys, playing basically himself.
No, he played like a Mr. Mind, mind guy, whatnot.
Yeah.
Who got absolutely murked by Billy Butcher.
Billy the Butcher, yeah. I love that man.
No, Billy Butcher.
Billy the Butcher.
No, Billy Butcher. There's
I know, but I like to call him Billy the Butcher. Okay.
Well, but you suck.
But anyway, back to Angela.
Yeah. So Zach tries to put the moves on Angela, and Angela just completely gives him the cold shoulder. Just no game for Zach today.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Zach's libido.
Now Billy tried.
Yeah. Then we cut to we cut to Rita's castle, and Rita sees that Kimberly is going to go flying, and she hatches an evil plan that involves murdering Kimberly. So
She
she
should try that more
teleports.
often.
Yeah, she teleports Squat down to the airfield, and he pours a sleeping potion in Uncle Steve's can of not Coca-Cola. But the sleeping potion, it's really just it's either high C ecto cooler, because
Or
it's
the
90s,
reanimator.
Or the
or the
reanimator.
reanimator fluid. But what I was gonna say is, since they're space aliens, it's just green milk.
Oh, green milk.
Ew.
It makes
It's
sense.
just the Star Wars. It's just the Star Wars green milk.
Okay, all right, makes sense.
You
gotta
probably
fix his
is just high
bones.
C. It probably is just high C ecto cooler.
If it was
It's,
green
it's,
milk,
it's no, it's high C ecto cooler mixed with milk.
you gotta like focus on your
Yeah.
bones. You gotta make them stronger.
Exactly. So yeah, after Squat does this, we cut to Bulk and Skull at the airfield with that iconic music, and Bulk has some binoculars, and he's just looking at the airplanes going by, and then Skull takes a minute to look through the binoculars, and Bulk looks over and he's like, "Hey, look who's over there!" He yoinks the binoculars again from Bulk, looks through them at Kimberly, and he's like, "Hey, it's Kimberly!" And then they both run at Kimberly at top speed.
Yeah.
And so Bulk and Skull want to go flying with Kimberly and her Uncle Steve, and they just keep calling him Uncle instead of Steve, which weirded me out. It's like, yeah, why don't you get us on that plane, Uncle? And then Skull's like, yeah, Uncle.
And
Maybe
also,
Steve is his last name.
Also, this is the first
Yeah.
time Bulk and Skull are actually being nice instead of bullying. Like, you see, they
Yeah,
just
they
want to
just
go on a
want-
plane.
They just want to go on a plane, and eventually Steve relents and lets them on the plane, and we get a fun little scene where Skull is trying to push Bulk into the back seat, and we get a lot of that, the sound effects,
Yeah.
and then we get the as he pops into the back seat. Everything's okay again, and then where am I on my notes? Yeah, so they take off, and everything's fine, and we cut back to Rita's palace, and Goldar, his voice is so close, it's like 97% there,
Almost there.
and Goldar is yelling about how they're in. Yeah, he's yelling about how they're in the air, and soon Kimberly will be no more worry for us because Steve is gonna fall asleep and the plane is going to crash.
Very dark for a kid's show,
Which
but
allows
wow.
them to send out their monster of the week, which is the Snizzard.
Another cult,
The
another
Snizzard,
classic.
who is a more, I would say, less iconic, more of a cult classic. Also voiced by Bryan Cranston.
From Breaking Bad, before
So,
Breaking Bad, and before
yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle, but almost during Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, so the Snizzard is voiced by Bryan Cranston, and he's half snake, half lizard, and has cobra powers.
Cobra.
Yeah, so that's certainly something. We cut back to the airplane, and Uncle Steve is starting to lose it a little bit and starting to go unconscious. He fully goes unconscious, and Kimberly panics. And Bulk and Skull also see that that their pilot is now unconscious, and they both just start screaming. And Kimberly turns around and is like, "Will you two shut up and let me think?" And they just both like stop screaming. They're just frozen in place, and it's like, this is such a Drake and Josh moment. Like, all 90% of Bulk and Skull's moments in this series are just Drake and Josh moments.
Yeah,
Moments.
or they were like the original Drake and Josh, like, or I don't know, what would you call it? Like, they were the our damn it, I can't talk. They're our modern day version of Abbott and Costello and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're very
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Yeah, they're very duo comedy. Like, they're like right up there with Abbott and Costello and Drake and Josh.
No, I'm telling you, Drake and Josh are the modern day Abbott and Costello.
Oh yeah, Drake and Josh are, yes.
So Kimberly gets on the radio on the plane and is like, "Can anybody hear me, please? I need help." My pilot is unconscious, and instead of the air tower hearing any of this, it's Alpha 5 that picks up and is like, Kimberly, I can hear you. Now we get the crux of the episode. The Snizzard is attacking, so the 4 Rangers now have to go deal with the Snizzard while Alpha talks Kimberly through landing the plane. And I gotta say, this is my favorite episode of Mayday.
Oh yeah, and you
Oh.
could show Amy Jo Johnson is like getting better, way better as an actress because you can tell that she's working it, and like no wonder she had a great career.
Apparently, no one remembers the Discovery pilot crisis show Mayday.
I do not.
I do not, sir. Sorry about that.
That's understandable. It's fine. I thought that would have gotten a reaction because it did last time. But it's fine. So while Alpha is instructing Amy on how to land, or is instructing Kimberly on how to land the plane, the 4 other Rangers that are not occupied at the moment get teleported to where the Snizzer is, which apparently is Easter Island.
Angel
there's
Grove
just
is
a bunch
some
of
weird
because
shit.
there's just a bunch of Easter Island heads in Angel Grove for some reason. So
Yeah.
that's it's a fun set piece. I absolutely love the set piece. There's the usual fighting, and then the Snizzard is going to take over the fight by firing rubber hoses at the Rangers and tying them up.
My God.
I mean,
Yes.
they're clearly supposed to be cobras, but they're definitely rubber hoses.
Yeah.
They tie them up, and they do mention that the Snizzard's whole thing is he wraps you up in snakes and they sap your power away. So it makes sense why this works.
Yeah.
Then we cut back to the actual A plot of the story, which is we're getting close to the landing of the plane. They are now at the airport, and Amy and Kimberly is slowly landing the plane. And while she's landing the plane, the air tower is just like 3024 Echo. Can you tell us what the fuck is going on? Over. You're not cleared to land. You're not cleared to land on that airstrip. Tell us what your emergency is, for fuck's sake.
Are we being hijacked? No.
Yeah. Yeah, and they also have radio to a fire truck as their emergency, and a police chopper, and they're like, we have no contact with the 3024 Echo. Something's clearly wrong. But Kimberly, good for her, lands the friggin' plane like an absolute beast.
Mm-hmm.
And who wakes up as soon as the wheels hit the fucking ground? Uncle Steve just happens to wake up magically. And he finishes the landing by pulling the brakes, essentially. And the plane slows to a stop. Everything's fine. Bulk and Skull stop having a mild panic attack in the back and fainting over and over again. Which, to be fair, was a lot of comedy for this episode.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But then Kimberly just pops open the passenger door and's like, hey, can you make sure they're okay? I need to go somewhere. Steve is like, Kimberly, please wait up. And no, Kimberly just.
I don't know how to
I've got
explain
something
this.
I need to do. Yeah, I've got something I need to do. I need to go now. Bye. And then she leaves, and we just all realize at this point that Steve's pilot license is so fucking gone.
Yeah, he has no explanation. He runs off.
Yeah, Steve is not going to be able to fly anymore because of the emergency landing and not talking to anyone.
And not talking to anyone is exactly what Skull wanted, so he could add him to his next.
Because he became so depressed that Skull ended his life for him. Dun 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 dun. dun.
We're not done yet.
I know.
Yeah. So Kimberly comes back to the fight. We get a little morphing sequence with her. She comes back into the fight. She basically dominates the rest of this fight for everyone. She fires an arrow at the. I listened to it. The Cobra calls his little apple charm that they shoot as a weak spot his ultimate power, the Zapple Apple.
The Zapper Apple, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. The Zapper Apple, which makes me think of the Dapper Yapper, Justin Roberts.
Good old Justin Roberts. He's only 40.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe he looks like he's 20, but he's 40.
Yeah.
So good on him.
Yeah.
But yes, he fires a arrow at the Zapper apple, and he just dies. So this is actually, I thought it was only 2. This is 3 episodes in a row without any sort of Zord fight,
Yep.
which is
Well, we do you mean you main Megazord fight?
Yeah, main Megazord fight. Yeah.
Because like the individual Zords, we did kind of get like a Megazord sequence, but then of course there was like the T-Rex footage, so it's like you're not fooling anyone.
That was no clowning around. I'm talking about Power Ranger Punks, Peace, Love, and Woe, and this episode there is no Zords.
Oh yeah, very true.
So 3 episodes in a row with no with no Zords. Then we get the wrap up. They're back at the youth center, and unknown 90s pretty boy is talking to Kimberly about how she landed a plane.
Yeah, I was like, who are you? Where are you come from?
It's like,
and I do gotta say with the Rita wrap up, sorry, real quick, we do not get an I have a headache, and we get like, I want to say just like 5 seconds of like Rita beating the shit out of her underlings.
I forgot to put that in my notes, but basically what happens is they cut back to Rita for like 3 seconds. She hits squat, I want to say, and then is in the middle of hitting Babu when they cut to black.
Too much violence, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, unknown 90s pretty boy is there, and I'm just like, you're literally only here so Skull can kill you later.
Yeah, it's like he's with my woman.
Yeah. I also forgot to mention that at the airfield, Bulk and Skull wake up again, and they're both like so happy to be on the ground that they just run away at Mach 5.
Yeah.
They also are in an episode of Benny Hill.
Sorry, say again?
They also are in an episode of Benny Hill.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And that is that would be everything about this episode. So oh wait, sorry. Yeah, and Uncle Steve and Unknown 90s Pretty Boy are never heard from again. So Bulk's body count, Skull's body count is officially doubled. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God, Skull! The road he's taking.
Taking some names.
Yes.
Then
Season 1, episode 15 is of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is Dark Warrior.
Wait, sorry, Adam. What were you about to say?
No, I was literally about to say Dark Warrior.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
All right.
Air date was September 28th, 93. And how dare you interrupt me, Andreas, for interrupting Adam? You are fired.
No, you're fired.
I'm the president of the United WCW, this podcast, and I demand for you to get out of this building.
Okay, I'll take my recording software with me. Bye.
Oh wait, I'm in BC. Shit.
Yeah. So
written by Ronnie Sperling, Jeff Deckman, Mark Hoffmeyer, and directed by Terrence H. Winkless.
Winkless
as opposed to Winkler.
Winkler.
A wink less instead of wink more.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
So Dark Warrior. Also, 6 days after the last episode, there must have been something that went on.
Yeah.
So Dark Warrior opens on another science lab. It's not a Bryan Cranston character. It's Uncle Howard.
Uncle Howard,
which is the third of Trini's many relatives. Uncle Howard is a scientist and a karate master, and he's currently working on his invisibility formula, which he tests on probably the worst thing in this room to test it on, which is a cactus.
Oh yeah, it's a cactus out of all things.
Why would you test it on something that can bring you harm?
Like a self-destruct button or something. Like something.
Yeah.
Something harmless.
Something safer. Like make the nuclear codes invisible or something.
That too.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. I also
no, wait. The most evil thing to turn invisible of all. You lay it on the floor, and then you turn nothing but the Legos that are on the floor invisible.
Oh, you evil bastard, you.
That's disgusting.
You're such an evil man.
Invisible Legos. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's scary. Uncle Howard, by the way, I tried my best to find anything related to this man. He is just a ghost. The person who played Uncle Howard, he's never been identified. Just
Really?
no. Yeah, I literally looked everywhere. There was no credit for him on IMDb. The only thing I could find that was even closely related to him was I went to Ranger Wiki and read his little thing, and in the trivia it says that Uncle Howard was portrayed by an unidentified actor.
Oh, okay. So that explains
So
his
we
acting
literally have
ability.
no clue who the man who played Uncle Howard is, and I think he was just embarrassed.
Yeah, he didn't want to put that on his resume.
It's kind of like the guy who had to stand naked at the end of Sleepaway Camp with the little girl's mask on.
Oh yeah, that's a dick.
Yeah, that guy just didn't want to be known as the guy who wore. He just didn't want to be known as the guy who stood naked in Sleepaway Camp with a little girl's face on his face.
Yeah. Oh god, that movie.
Yeah. Well, no,
that's
that well, no, that there was more to that.
I know, but I'm just saying, damn that movie.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the movie. I mean the mask thing. Anyway,
Yeah. So we cut to the youth center, and Jason's hosting his karate class. Trini's following it. Billy is just at the juice bar. I think Zach and Kimberly are not anywhere in the scene at the moment.
No, they're
Uh,
not.
Yeah, and Bulk and Skull are playing an arcade game, and I put in my notes, Bulk is a leather daddy because he's wearing a leather jacket and his iconic leather bomber hat.
Yeah, it's a great iconic leather bomber hat. Like more than Skull's also bison hat that he wears all the time is also iconic.
Yeah,
mhm.
Skull's little red beret
Yeah.
with the question mark on it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is kind of like, you just do whatever with your costumes, guys, I guess.
Very true.
I think
Uh,
his hat is like iconic, and like I think a beret for Skull.
Yeah, Skull's beret is a lot better than this captain's hat. Uh,
Hmm.
but they're out of quarters. They just used their last quarter. So Billy is throwing some recycling away, and he looks over and he's like, "Hey, geekhead, can I borrow a quarter?"
Which means give
And they
me
do
money.
and they do the generic '90s bullying thing where they turn him upside down and they shake him for his change, and then they throw him in a recycling bin.
Poor
And
Billy.
poor Billy. Trini deals with Bulk and Skull with a double noggin knocker, knocking their heads into each other, and then they just kind of like wander away.
And he
Then-
waddled away, waddle, waddle, waddle.
Yeah, and Trini pulls Billy out of the recycling bin, and I just realized I put here, and it makes more sense now. I just put here like Billy can't fight, but no, he really hasn't done any fighting outside of the morphing suit.
Right, because in the
So-
morphine suit, when he's in the suit, the power takes over, so it does it for him because he does all these
Suit
kind of
makes
moves.
him competent.
The
suit
suit
makes
makes
him
him competent.
competent. Yeah.
He just can't fight in his outside.
Yeah.
So he resolves it. I'm gonna learn how to fight. I'm gonna re-enroll in Jason's karate class, and I'm gonna learn how to fight.
And he's sucking just as much as he was the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we cut to Rita's palace, and she's demanding Finster make her a monster, and he says that he's going to make a monster using the wisdom of a tiger, the spirit of the ages,
Spirit of the
and,
ages.
and the strength of 10 something something, like some alien space toad, basically.
Okay.
And he creates the monster of the week, which is the Dark Warrior,
He has a nice
who is
scarf.
voiced by Tim Weiner.
Tim Weiner. Here we go. The legend continues.
Ow. Welcome back, my friend.
Amazing
Yeah.
scarf.
Yeah, the Dark Warrior with a great scarf, and he's kind of got like this whole ninja aesthetic going with him. I bring it up a bit later, but there is something like ninja-y about him. And the whole plan is that they're going to use the Dark Warrior to steal Uncle Howard's invisibility formula.
Hmm.
And I'll talk about the plan a bit later when it comes more relevant. So we cut back to the youth center, and we're in Jason's karate class. Jason's just finishing it up, but we get a shot at some of the students who are clearly like not teenagers.
Full-grown adults.
They're definitely full-grown men, and one of them is definitely well-known judo martial artist, Willem Ruska.
William fucking Ruska.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, good to know that they at least have some sort of celebrity person in Jason's karate class.
Yeah, very true.
We cut to Uncle Howard, who is now wandering like an old man through the youth center. I put in my notes here that Howard looks really white, but after watching it a few times, he's definitely Asian.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was like a whitewashing thing.
I nearly pissed myself. Well, I thought it was funny. It's like Billy was adopted.
Yeah, was it because he was wearing a blue coat in the beginning?
It was because of the lighting in the first scene that made him look white.
Oh, okay, all right, makes sense.
Yeah, but in this scene he looks a lot better, and also he's color coded to match Trini's, so it makes more sense.
Yeah.
I
love how relatives are color coded to their family members.
Trini meets up with Uncle Howard and introduces Billy to Uncle Howard, he's asking for karate tips, and Uncle Howard is like, "Yes, Billy-san, I will teach you how to do karate." And we get the Karate Kid.
We definitely get the Karate Kid. Rita.
We cut back to Rita's palace, and Rita is just randomly beating her two least good henchmen, Squat and Babu. And I put in my notes, Rita's just an abusive mom.
Yeah, she is. She so is.
Yeah. So that's definitely something there. The plan is that they're all gonna go down to Uncle Howard's lab to try and find this invisibility formula. Oh yeah, no, Rita's an abusive mom because they go down to the lab, they can't find the invisibility formula, and Squat just drinks a couple of like unlabeled science bottles. Yeah. And then we cut back and Rita's like, "How many times have I told you to not drink something that doesn't have a label? Don't put it in your mouth." Smack, smack, smack.
God, it's almost like a shot-for-shot reimagining of my childhood.
Wow, that got dark.
Well, okay. So I drink one accidental Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde like formula, and now you get the man you see today.
Very true.
How many times have I showed you that Canadian fucking PSA? Don't you put it in your mouth?
Don't you put it? Oh God, I love that commercial.
I swear to God, if you're not careful, I'm going to do to you to what another PSA did to a chef who just wanted to get married.
You need to show me this later.
Oh no. Yeah, you'll after the episode.
Yeah.
So we cut to Billy and Uncle Miyazaki, or sorry, Uncle what's his name from Karate Kid?
Uncle Howard.
Yeah, Uncle Miyagi.
No. Okay.
Uncle Miyagi.
No, Uncle Miyagi. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Wait, did you say Uncle Miyazaki?
Yes.
Rest in peace, Hayao Miyazaki.
Yes, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, anime. So we cut to Uncle Miyagi, Uncle Howard, and he's teaching Billy some karate, which really just looks like Tai Chi, honestly.
It shows him one move.
It works. It works. The putties show up, and Billy is too scared to fight, so they just all like gang up on this old man, and they cut away to a far shot of the back of Howard's head, and it's just the most obvious stunt double in the history of stunt doubles.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's got different colored hair. He looks like he's got different colored skin from this far away. He just doesn't look right. And then you were gonna say something?
What do you think is a worse? What do you think is a worse stunt double? This Uncle Howard doing this, or Mortal Kombat Annihilation Raiden, where they don't even try to hide it?
I've actually had some time to think about this, and I think the real answer is Disaster Movie.
Yeah, that's true.
The
Disaster movie has the worst stunt double.
It's a
comedy. Like the princess character is breakdancing, and they don't even try and hide it, and it's just like this black guy who's just dancing.
Malcolm, it's a comedy. Of course, they're not trying to hide it. Why are you questioning?
Good.
Why are you questioning this? It's
because
it
sucks. That's why.
I agree. It's disaster
It's
movie.
still the, it's
Things
still
that suck need to be shat on.
I agree,
Andreas,
but I agree.
Andreas,
It's a disaster movie. It's supposed to be shit.
it's still the worst stunt double. He gave you an answer and you just shat on it.
It's not very. Yeah. Okay. All right. Uh, Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
to get back to the episode, they take Uncle Howard away, each of them holding like a limb. I'm gonna let him laugh and just keep going through this episode.
Okay.
We cut to a cave.
I'm muting myself.
Thank you. We cut to a cave, and yeah, so we cut to a cave. I'm sorry, I just fucking derailed this whole.
My leg hurts. I slapped it so hard.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and get back on track. We cut to we
Hold on, I gotta get my cane.
Yeah. Oh God. We cut to a cave, and in the cave is just like a bunch of dynamite. Like it looks like 27 tons of dynamite. I'm exaggerating. And Dark Warrior's like, "Where's your invisibility formula?" And Uncle Howard is just like, "I don't know. I don't remember where I put it." And he's in Dark Warrior's just like, "You have 1 hour to tell us, or I'm blowing you up with 27 tons of dynamite." So he just sets the timer on this giant cave full of dynamite, and yeah, their plan is to blow up an old man.
Yeah. If he doesn't remember in like an hour, you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, so poor Uncle Howard with his Alzheimer's. We cut back to the youth center, and Billy runs back, and Trini says, "Well, there's our soon-to-be yellow belt." Billy talks about Uncle Howard being kidnapped, and then Ernie brings over some black balloons saying, "Trini, this note and these balloons just arrived for you." And the balloons pop. They're filled with glitter. And she pulls out a ransom note that's like, "If you don't come with the invisibility formula in 1 hour, your uncle will die." And I'm like, this is the most weird ransom delivery service I have ever seen.
I'm just picturing Dark Warrior going into some delivery service saying, like, "I want to get these black balloons and write a note. How much?"
And fill them with glitter.
Yeah.
You know what? Gotham City is a thing. Maybe he hired the Joker to deliver the ransom.
Very true.
Well, no, if he hired the Joker, it'd be filled with laughing gas and everyone would die.
Yeah, also that.
Or a straitjacket.
Or a straitjacket. Or a dead
or no, I'm
picture
thinking of a
donkey.
Jack in the Box with a straitjacket.
Yeah. Or a dead picture of a donkey and a threat. But
all you gotta do is threaten the IRS on him and it'll leave you alone.
Oh, he's afraid of the IRS.
Even the Joker doesn't mess with the IRS.
Yeah.
But they all go to the cave, and the Dark Warrior, none of the putties, no Dark Warrior, no one's really there. They just get into the cave with no issues, and Uncle Howard's there. And they're like, "Oh God, Billy, can you disable this bomb? It's got like 45 seconds left on it." And Billy's like, "I can try." And then Uncle Howard gives him the worst advice: use your karate to disable the bomb.
Use the karate, Billy. It's your only hope.
So I'm gonna get back into so the cave. So Billy diffuses the bomb with.
Can I just say, before they get into the cave, they have a putty fight outside, and one of the greatest.
There was
Billy,
a putty fight.
And then we have one of the greatest Billy moments ever, because he finally defends himself while the other Rangers are fighting. He's learning how he fought against a putty, and even he was surprised.
I completely missed that. I'm so sorry. Billy finally coming into his own and learning how to fight outside of the suit.
Yes.
This is the crux of the episode, and honestly, this is a big moment for Billy.
Yeah, it took 15 episodes, but we finally got Billy to defend himself, finally.
Yeah, for sure. Finally. So yes, back in the cave, Billy diffuses the bomb with karate, and with 4 seconds to spare as well. So they untie Uncle Howard, and Uncle Howard just wanders off camera. And instead of like waiting for him to like fully leave, they just, as soon as he's off camera, they just morph.
He just steps like 5
So it's like
steps.
It's like one of 3 things. It's either he walks off screen, and he's immediately like back at the juice bar, or it's like Commodore 64 rules, where as soon as he walks off screen, he doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Or what I think personally happens, they all look at each other and they're like, he has Alzheimer's. He's not going to remember anyway.
Yeah. We'll just send him to the home after. Right, Trini?
Yeah, and then maybe Skull will think, hey, this person wanders off quite a bit. What if we, maybe while he's wandering, maybe see he wanders no more?
Wanders no more. It doesn't even matter.
So we get a bit of fighting with Dark Warrior. Dark Warrior is honestly dominating this fight early on, and instead of Rita like taking her win and being like, okay, great, they're actually beating the Dark Warrior and they don't know how to defeat him yet. No, she just makes the Dark Warrior grow and just completely fucks the fight in her out of her favor.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Rita.
Yeah, Rita, what's up with that?
Thanks, Rita. But I do need to mention that when the Dark Warrior gets huge, he's using this weapon, and it's really fucking cool. I looked it up. 1 second, I can pull that
Isn't
up.
it a mace?
It's called a Kusarigama.
Okay.
And it's a ninja weapon. It is literally like, because ninjas used to be like farmers of feudal Japan. So it's literally just their farming sickle with like a chain and like a little hacky sack on the end of it, and they use that to like they use the hacky sack end to distract their opponent to go in with a good clear shot with the farming sickle.
Oh, that's a good technique. Yeah, all right.
It's a really cool weapon, and it doesn't really get mentioned a lot, so I just had to bring that up.
Right.
So that's cool. Then obviously it gets big. We get the first Zord fight in 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And we get the Megazord, obviously. And in my notes I said that the Zord looks really bright. It does look a bit higher saturation, higher contrast. But I think it's just like a double. One, the lighting was a bit brighter when they filmed this for the Sentai, and also the Dark Warrior is so black that the Zord just looks brighter by comparison.
Yeah, very, very true.
Like a placebo effect.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But it's just a normal ass sword fight. They get the power sword, they defeat him, and everything's fine. Then we get the wrap up. We cut back to the youth center, and Billy has just earned his piss belt.
Yes.
Billy has earned the piss belt in the light of God, and Willem Ruska's there. Everyone's happy.
William Ruska is proud. So is Uncle
Everyone
Miyagi.
is proud of Billy. Everyone's clapping. Uncle Howard is at the juice bar, and he's just like finishing a drink. He puts the drink down, and we cut back to the karate class, and Bulk and Skull show up in what is definitely not regulation gi, because Bulk has a bunch of denim on the outside of his gi and his like leather gloves, and then Skull is, I believe, also just wearing some of his bully clothes on the outside of his gi, and it's like, that's not regulation. But Uncle Howard sees that this is happening, and luckily Ernie, who earlier took away Uncle Howard's invisibility potion while he set it down at the juice bar, which means Ernie is the reason that this episode happened, basically.
Yeah, he took away the jar.
Yeah,
and brought
Ernie
it
is
back.
the reason that Ernie almost blew up Uncle Howard.
Yes, exactly.
Basically. But then he gets his invisibility formula back, and he sees that the bullies are like hounding Billy. So he drinks a bit of his invisibility formula, goes invisible, sneaks up on them, and does some invisible fighting, which is just like, wow, great. Now, if you put 2 invisible men through a table, now we can call it a good match.
Invisible Stan versus Invisible Man. Book it.
Yeah. But it's just a pretty standard fight scene. And then Uncle Howard becomes visible again. And this is where I mentioned the plot hole about Rita's plan for this episode. Rita's plan for this episode is the Dark Warrior is supposed to go and take the invisibility formula so that she can use it to make the Power Rangers disappear, so she never has to worry about them again.
Yeah.
Yet we have just seen that them becoming invisible does not negate the ability for them to fight, so they can obviously still fight. And also, they just turn visible again after a while. It's like, Rita, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah, she doesn't think through these things sometimes.
Yeah. Before we do the obvious final bit of the episode, did we get a headache in this episode, Malcolm?
I want to say we're at either 7 or 8.
Well, you said 7 earlier, so we're at 8. And of course, the episode ends. Uncle Howard shakes Billy's hand, and we never see Uncle Howard or Willem Ruska again. So two more for Skull's body count.
Okay, so we're finished the episode. So very
the last episode of this batch.
Last episode of this batch, which is
Switching Places, episode 16. So
it aired October 4th, 93.
All right.
So that's another week, another few days away.
Yeah.
It was written by 2 people, Shuki Levy and Steve Kramer, and directed by Jeff Reiner.
Directed by who, sorry?
Jeff Reiner.
Okay.
Jeff
who,
Reiner.
Only other episode he did was Different Drum.
Different Drum.
Oh,
okay.
So the deaf girl episode with the net.
Foiled by a net.
Foiled by my one enemy, rope.
So this is one of my favorite episodes in this entire season. One of them, because it's basically a Freaky Friday situation. So we start with Squad sneaking into Billy's garage to tinker with Billy's latest machine, and he just ups and leaves, and Rita's proud of him for doing that.
And Squat sounds like Master Roshi when he's doing this.
Yes, he does.
Especially when he laughs, because he goes,
Okay. So yeah, we cut back to daylight, where Billy is in his garage with Kim, telling her about his latest invention, which will able to read minds, because Billy is smart as hell like that. And Bulk and Skull are outside with the rad bug, just peeping on them, trying to figure out what they can do. Like, hey, we want to get in on this machine so we can read minds. And so yeah, Kim says more phenomenal, which is the second time she says it, I think.
She said it a couple times in the last few episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Not this batch, but of the past 16.
Okay, all right. I'm just remembering things wrong. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So Billy puts himself and Kim inside the machine, and he holds hand, and I see what you're doing, Billy. Smooth Billy.
Well, not a Billy is a man whore moment, because he doesn't add a Kimberly to his body count.
Very true. I'm just saying he's smooth as hell. So
yeah, and also Bulk and Skull are there.
Yeah, outside just waiting. And so yeah, they see this Skull sees this dog who's just happy to see them.
Just standing there.
Just standing
menacingly.
And the Bulk and Skull just run off. And then Billy turns on the machine, and this is a fun fact here. Well, not really a fun fact, but during the scene, David Yost and Amy Jo Johnson almost died from this, because the thing caught on fire.
Oh, yeah.
They almost die.
Yeah. There was many reasons what Saban did, and many different ways the Rangers almost died, and A.B. Joe Johnson talks about this a lot, saying, oh, this is why I didn't want to do certain stunts, because I almost died in this, and so did David Yost. Yeah, that's what happens. Saban doesn't care about his actors, non-union actors, because they're not unionized.
Yeah, thanks, Saban.
Yes.
Thanks, Saban.
So, since Squat tinkered with the machine, instead of reading minds, it switched places, their personality, their bodies, whatever. Kim becomes Billy, Billy becomes Kim.
Yeah.
And they both scream into the camera, which is hilarious. Yeah, Bulk and Skull come in, They don't know that they switch bodies, so they think they can read minds. They strap themselves in. There's a little music jingle when they hold hands for some reason.
They show that Bulk and Skull are the true OTP, and also Bulk fitting in the little cardboard cutout is hilarious.
Yep.
We also did miss something. I'm sorry, before you continue, Andreas. We got a shot at Rita's palace where Rita is talking to Goldar, and this is the moment.
Ooh.
This is the episode where Goldar's voice achieves perfection.
Goldar status achieved.
Yes.
This is when it finally actually
do it. Do the line.
Say the line for it.
Finally starts to be like the real ender of the Power Rangers.
I don't know how you do that, but that's insane.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Go
He has a hard nicotine problem. Are you doing that for the bit, or are you actually coughing?
I'm Goldar.
I'm Goldar.
I'm Goldar.
I'm here to destroy the Power Rangers. Okay, let's move on, guys.
Why did he turn into Nerdmeister? Okay, so Bulk and Skull go for the machine. Bulk becomes Skull. Skull becomes Bulk. And it's just amazing because Skull as Bulk takes his hat. You know what I mean. And Bulk as Skull does the laugh. And they both scream into the camera.
Yep.
We're going, and then we cut back to Angel Grove High, where Billy Kim is at her locker and trying to put on makeup, and these mean girls are making fun of her. Wait, no, not yet.
And one of them is, not yet.
Not yet, sorry. Yeah, she's trying to make up and failing miserably, and then we cut to Billy's place where he's teaching a boy on a computer, and I swear to God, this boy may be Jason's cousin in a later episode. Because he looks so familiar.
I was gonna say it's Willie, but clearly Skull killed him.
Yeah, very true.
Victim number one.
Forget. Yeah, but you did forget to mention that when Billy in Kimberly's body is trying to put on makeup.
Oh yeah.
They cut to the three girls, and one of them is definitely a man.
Yeah. I was about to say that. It's like I missed that part. Sorry. Yeah, one of them definitely looks like a man. Because Jesus. Okay, I'm getting canceled, but who cares?
So I think we're all getting canceled.
Yeah. So we cut back to Kim Billy. Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't say nothing. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Guilty by association.
Started the Columbine discourse.
Oh yeah, wait.
Right. So we cut back to Kim in the baking class, and she's trying to make a souffle, but she's screwing
in the home
it up.
ec class. And that's not how. I have to mention two things. One, Kimberly, Billy's brain in Kimberly's body. Billy, you are a mega nerd, and you can't use a fucking hand mixer. Malcolm, I'm sorry, you're an idiot sometimes, but even you know how to use a hand mixer.
Explain.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. There's a story there.
Also, the other thing I have to point out about this home ec scene is when they cut back and the souffle is finished and it just blows up like a balloon. Souffles don't work like that.
Yeah. And we cut back to Billy as Kim teaching, the computer just blows up, just straight up blows up.
Yep, because Kimberly doesn't know how computers work.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame her. I don't blame her, because she is like a Valley Girl shopper kind of gal. But anyway, we cut back to the hall of Angel Grove High. Billy and Kim are arguing with each other, and Billy is very, very, very girly in this episode because he's playing Kim. And I gotta say, yeah. David Yost in real life is actually gay, but he didn't know it at this time because he didn't figure it out until later on. And I'm just saying, he's slaying the hell out of this queen. Slay it, queen.
David Yost is an absolute queen, and I love him.
Yeah,
also, taking on a definite more feminine role. He definitely seems like I love his performance as Billy, but honestly, if they were to make a storyline for the story where, say, Billy discovers like he is like if Billy were to become the first openly gay Power Rangers in history, like again, this is back in the 90s because we now have a first openly gay Power Ranger.
Cosmic Dino Fury, yeah.
Yeah, Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury, but I think it would have worked. I genuinely think it would have worked.
Well, like in the 90s.
Again, the 90s.
Yeah, the gay and lesbian
the gay community.
The gay community. Yeah, the gay community was not really given. They were not really loved that much back then. So it was like a crossroads back then. It's not accepted as it was now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, you forgot to mention Bulk and Skull having a little eating section where Bulk in Skull's body is eating everything, and Skull in Bulk's body is just sort of like breathing on the sandwich, and he gets pissed off. They also say one of my favorite catchphrases that I don't know if it ever comes back, but I really hope it does. They both say it's scarfing time.
I don't remember if they do, but it's been a while. But yeah, that's a good line.
Yeah. It's scarfing time. Anyway, back to David Yost being a queen.
Yeah, he rolls his eyes, and I'm going like, damn, he's really slaying it. I love David Yost. He's killing it in this episode.
For sure.
Yeah, cut back to Rita's palace, and he decides to go like, hey, we need a monster, and we must get, dun dun dun, the genie. Huh?
The genie. Just the genie.
Just the genie.
Yes. So Squad and Babu go down to the park. They release the genie. Zordon is aware of this, calls the Rangers, like there's a lamp in the park. They go to the park. Zach runs up to the lamp and he goes like, look guys, I got the lamp. He's all excited for some reason. This is weird. Oh my god.
And then they cut back and then they go to command center and he puts it down and he's like, so what is this thing, Zordon? It's a lamp.
It's a damn lamp, Zach. You said it earlier. But here's the part that I really love, because Kimberly as Billy, this is how you show, it's like Amy Rowe Johnson is truly getting her acting chops down, because she has Billy's mannerisms down pat, because she has her hands in her pocket, and David Yost is doing the Kimberly thing, like standing like Kimberly, which is absolutely great.
Yeah.
I just love
got great body language down, which is impressive.
Yes, he does.
They also I forgot to point this out when I was talking about the Bulk and Skull scene earlier. They also swapped clothes.
Oh, right.
So Skull is wearing Bulk's clothes and they're just like swimming on him. They're so big. And Bulk is wearing Skull's clothes, and I feel like if Bulk were to like fart, his clothes would be ripped.
Oh my god. Very true. Oh, Jesus. So then it's morphing time. The Rangers morph, and Billy as Kim is the pink. Wait, what? No, Kim as Billy is pink. Billy as Kim is blue.
Kim as Billy is blue.
Yeah.
Billy as Kim is pink.
Yeah, they switch bodies and there's it's a little bit confusing, but whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, this episode they teleport back and forth.
There's like 3 teleports in a span of 2 minutes.
Yeah,
because like they teleport from command center to a putty fight, then they teleport from the putty fight to the genie fight, and then they teleport from the genie fight back to HQ.
Yeah. Rita makes the genie grow. He's big now, and the Rangers call the Zords, which they come to the rescue. They make the Megazord. They fight.
Yep.
And
the genie is winning a lot, and this is something I have to point out because it's pretty huge in the connotations. Alpha realizes that the Alpha and Zordon learn that the source of the genie's power is not Rita's magic; it's actually the lamp.
Yeah.
So they have to destroy the lamp, but Zordon warns Alpha, and she's like, Alpha, you need to be very careful. You need to you need to channel the energy of the lamp very slowly, because if you don't, you will destroy the grid and everything in it, including the Power Rangers. End of series.
Damn.
No pressure.
Okay, I'll stop.
Oh yeah, we got one more.
So yeah, so this is kind of the weakest Zord monster fight ever, because the genie just straight up disappears because Alpha just destroys the lamp somehow, or it just
They also
disappears.
This is the first time, I believe, I looked up the statistic. This is the first time that the monster was not defeated by any of the main 5.
Okay, makes sense.
Alpha
Alpha.
killed this one.
Mhm.
Alpha finally has drawn first blood.
First blood, Alpha, you got bloodlust. All right, so the monster's defeated. They cut back to the garage. Billy and Kim are going back into the machine. Kim, Billy ask, "Is this gonna work?" And Billy, Kim gives some elaborate explanation, and David Yost just rolls his eyes, and I love it. Slay, Queen, slay.
For sure.
Yeah. And then they turn it on. They go back to their normal bodies. They're all happy. Bulk and Skull come in, begging to be taken back. Trini goes like, "I don't know, man. Should we do it? Because you touch other people's stuff. Should we let him?"
I thought you were gonna say something else when you said you touch.
No. Nah. So yeah, Billy goes like, "Yeah, why not? Let's put them back together." And they go back in the machine. Billy turns it on. Bulk and Skull are back together. And Skull puts Billy aside by saying like, "Hey, can I borrow your brain for next week? I got a test going on. I could use your brain. I could use your brain."
Been playing.
Yeah. Billy goes like, "No, not at all." And it ends like that. And I guess Skull just
Okay, well,
fails.
Skull, okay, well, Billy, then I guess I'll see you before the next episode airs.
Or he fails.
You see, in between episodes, Skull just harvests Billy's brain and keeps it in a jar next to him for luck during math class.
Damn. Or he fails a
And
class.
then Rita got a hold of it, and that led to an unaired episode, and that was the conclusion to the Skull is a serial killer for now storyline. Because
Skull fails
Zordon gives Skull amnesia until he remembers, my God, I hate them.
Or
He
this
just Men in Black Skull.
the neuralizer, yeah, that too. Or what my theory is, my headcanon is Skull fails the test, gets kicked out of school, becomes depressed. Ending. Ding 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 ding.
Just sad, depressing ending for Skull, and that's it.
And then he becomes the Unabomber.
Oh yeah, he does. So
final thoughts?
Final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts. Who wants to start?
I will. I gotta say, this is like a very filler group of episodes, but it is definitely one of the most fun.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the first 3 episodes myself, or no, the first 2, then the last one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Those are probably my 3 favorite episodes of this collection. It definitely was really nice to delve deeper into the production of these episodes and learn more about the show itself and how it has branches all throughout, I want to say, the live action Fox Kids action lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
mainly because I really want to do a podcast episode on the Knights of
of
the Knights of Xochitl or whatever it is.
Well, you can have fun with that one by yourself.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to be doing a solo podcast spinoff just for all the audience viewers to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go next. My thoughts are that these 6 episodes are the strongest I have watched so far. Being the newbie to the whole Power Rangers thing. Episode 11 was a lot of fun, a lot of cool, interesting fight scenes. In the carnival, Pineapple was creepy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Flat Stanley thing made me laugh very, very, very hard for the first 5 minutes. There was a lot in this episode that made me laugh, which is actually surprising considering I usually am not a huge fan of clowns. I'm not afraid of them by any means. I mean, I love Pennywise, but besides that, It was a really good episode. Definitely really strong. Power Ranger Punks had a really great concept, and it did take advantage of it. It's definitely one of the better seriously better episodes of this batch. It's not my personal favorite of the episodes, but it is pretty good. Peace, Love, and Woe, I will say it, is probably in my opinion, the weakest episode of the six out of the six we watched for this block. It's still really good, so it's not like a dock on it or anything. Because Marge is hilarious, all of her facials.
He only has one facial
Oh.
expression. Oh, Marge. I thought you meant Madam Woe. Never mind. Never mind.
No, Marge's facials are great. Right up there with Miss Appleby. The baby geniuses thing like sent me in a fugue state, and I don't want to fucking think about it anymore.
5 movies and a TV show.
Yeah, how the fuck? 5 movies and a TV show. The power coin combination thing was a bit weird. It was definitely kind of meh, and it makes sense why it only shows up once. Because no one wants to see a one-on-one fight. They want to see 5 spandex-clad teenagers fight everyone.
Or as Dr. K would say, it's not spandex.
That is not spandex.
Yeah.
But I do love it for the Billy's a man whore moment and the fun Bulk and Skull bits in the episode. It's the least good. It gets the wooden spoon award for me.
Least good.
Least good. Foul Play in the Sky is probably my favorite episode of the 6 to talk about. It has a lot going for it. It's got the dumb airplane, the dumb land the plane Kimberly plot point, which is hilarious. It just is like you're watching like a bad movie, like you're watching that airplane movie with fucking what's his name?
Leslie Nielsen?
No, the airplane. You know, the one where it's like a tied up airplane on the movie poster, and it's Leslie Nielsen. It's the Leslie Nielsen movie called Airplane.
Airplane, yeah.
Oh.
And he just peeks in the cockpit and he's like, I just want to say, we're counting on you all. Good luck.
Oh,
He does it twice.
I just want to tell you all good luck. We're all counting on you.
It's a very fun episode to talk about, and the fighting isn't really much, but it is a very fun episode to at least kind of shit on a little bit, but it's fun. Dark Warrior is what I think is the best episode of these 6. It's got a lot going for it. It's got Uncle Howard and all of his weird, mysterious glory. It's got the terrible stunt double. It's got Willem Ruska. It's got the Dark Warrior is a really good monster design that we didn't talk about too much, but it's got a lot of good stuff going for it.
I didn't know what they were going with that one, because as I've been saying with a lot of the Japanese original monsters is that they are going for more of a mythological dynamic for them, except for the chicken.
I'm pretty sure he's just supposed to be a ninja, and ninjas are kind of mystical, so.
Oh, like people of myth, like shinobi and whatnot.
Yeah, like mystical ninjas, yes. But I love that the character development on Billy, Billy coming into his own, being able to fight outside the Morpher. It's all a very good episode, and honestly, I think it's the most well-written episode, even though it's mostly just filler, except for that one plot point. It's just a lot of fun.
And I had to say, there was a little tidbit of information I found out, is that the Dark Warrior, later he went on to have a set of twins who didn't follow in his footsteps of evil completely, but they did decide to become pranksters for a Canadian television show.
Which one?
The Prank Patrol.
Yes.
All right.
Very good. And episode 16, Switching Places, was also very good. Had a lot of fun moments. Had a lot of dumb, wacky, hijinks with the switch to Billy and Kimberly and Bulk and Skull. Definitely wasn't great in terms of action, but it had a lot of really fun acting. And like I said, David Yost, you're a queen, and I love you.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, these 6 episodes, very strong. Absolutely should go watch them, even if you're not a Power Rangers fan. Like, it's just a lot of fun 90s cheese for you to like get buried in.
Yeah. So
Next time.
so mine is like for no clowning around. It's like I have a creepy. It's like clowns just creep me out. Like I can watch clowns on the show, but if I see an actual clown in real life, fuck out of here. It's like it's just creepy to no end. That and dolls.
I met Ronald McDonald when I was 3, and I never looked back.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that, Andreas? You hate dolls? Do you want to just put up a picture of Mr. Tickle Sneezer right now?
Oh God. Oh, screw you. But yeah, great. Like I like this episode. Like as Pennywise. No, not Penny. What Pickle Sneezer?
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Pineapple. He was a great clown, creepy as hell. But then the monster itself, not so much. Power Ranger Punks. Great episode to see Amy Jo Johnson's acting ability and David Yost trying. Like I said, I love you, David Yost, but damn. But you guys did a great job. Peace, love, and woe. I love that Billy gets some more action, if you know what I mean. Madam Woe is a great character. She did great because I love her design. Foul Play in the Sky. He's Snizzard, guy. He's an iconic character, villain, but got more iconic because now he's a cult classic. Because of Bryan Cranston, even though he wasn't mega famous during that time, but not everybody.
Very disappointed they didn't bring him back for Once and Always.
I don't think they could afford him for Once and Always.
They could have brought him back. They brought him back as Zordon, for God's sake.
That's a different thing.
Still counts.
Yeah, very true.
Still counts.
Still counts.
Still counts, yeah. Foul Play in the Sky. Like I said, another moment where Amy Jo Johnson's acting ability got so good because you can see that he's becoming a major star. Dark Warrior. Goldar's voice is perfection. I
Finally.
like it. Uncle
We
Howard.
get there.
What? That's weird,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty proud of Billy finally defending himself. It took 15 episodes. Switching Places, one of my favorite episodes because it's a brain switching, it's a body switching episode, and I love it. And we get to see more Queen David slaying the hell out of it.
He killed it. He legit
He
killed it.
absolutely killed it.
Yeah. And like I said, Amy Jo Johnson showing more acting ability by getting down Billy Cranston's mannerisms down. But that's those episodes. Until next time, we're gonna get serious with the Green with Evil story arc.
5-part serial. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yep.
They're
So
bringing in-
basically, it's basically the first Power Rangers movie, and honestly, I am kind of excited to see what they do with it. And I don't know anything. Like I know Jason David Frank as like I've met him before,
Yeah.
and he's a pretty cool dude. But I don't know anything about the Green Ranger. I don't know anything about Tommy.
Right.
I'm excited. I am very excited.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like we're getting the introduction of Jason David Frank, guys.
With a possible special guest for next week's episode. For any of those who may watch the Andre and Mel pod.
Yeah.
Melball
Melball.
podcast.
Andre
Yeah,
and
the
Melball.
Andre and Melball podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Andre and Melball Wrestling Review. We may just have someone from there on here. Taps the nose.
Tap, tap it in. But anyway.
So, if I may, Andreas, for the outro this time.
Yep.
I would like to bid all of you adieu, and may the power protect you all. This has been the Doif.
Power protect you.
This has been the Doif, Dead Shroob, and the other guy.
Humanoid, you
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it. I'm the one recording, you fuck.
And may the power
I'm
protect you all.
May the power protect you.
What he said. Yeah. All right. Okay.